starts and never ends. Tune in, lean and feel the groove. Every moment, a vibe you can't lose. It's for the culture, by the culture. Braylon Lee's got the soul to show you. Breaking it down, lifting it higher. Feel the rhythm, spark the fire.
Where are the girls that like to have fun? Chicas. Where are the girls that like to have fun? Chicas. Where are the girls that like to have fun? Chicas. Where are the girls that like to have fun? Chicas. Where are the girls that like to have fun? I'm a fun girl, very fun girl, see a shot, take a shot, never run girl. I'm a fun girl, very fun girl, see a shot, take a shot, never run girl. H-I-C-A-S, H-I-C-A-S, H-I-C-A-S. I'm a fun girl, very fun girl, see a shot, take a shot, never run girl. I'm a fun girl, very fun girl, see a shot, take a shot, never run girl. C-H-I-C-A-S, 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 C-H-I-C-A-S. Chicas, divertidas.
Well, hello to you, and you. Welcome into another edition of Brian Lee's Virtual Tour Live. We are live on tour. Some breaking news is coming onto these virtual streets, so we are going to get to that because we always reflect what is happening in the culture, of the culture, and by the culture in real time. So this literally just broke. We'll play two videos on updates about Alicia Brown and Big Tigger. Then I got a kicker to kickstart this tour, and then we'll get into Thee Stallion and Milagro Gramz. Because child, y'all saw the thumbnail. You know my voice is damn it. You know why you're here. You've been struck by Megan the Smooth Criminal Stallion. Let's get to it, everybody. Let me take down this psychotic intro. My damn mouth and wordplay. You see that virtual tour background? Yes, you do. You hear that virtual music? Yes, you do. And then there is hey, everybody, welcome in. Glad to have all of you. Hopefully, all is well with you on your Thursday. Yes, indeed. Shout out to the one person here. Thanks so much for being here. Let's go to Layla Lynn because this just broke, everybody. This just broke. Alicia Brown has spoken out about the missing child. So, like I said, we are about being in real time. Shout out to Layla Lynn TV, who has put this out. And then, of course, I got a clip from our sister friend. She could be Millie Chun-Li, okay? Just saying. Also, too, Layla Lindley could be also a name. Triple L, okay? But she is a queen. All right, here we go. Let's roll. Hang on. It played me. It played me. It played you, too. Don't worry, we're going to get it, y'all. We're going to get it. Believe me, we got a lot to talk about with Megan the Sound Milagro Gramz. Here we go.
What's up, you guys? It's Layla Lynn, and I'm back with a new video. In this video, I want to talk about the situation with Alicia Brown.
Hey, Justine Battle, welcome in.
Alicia Brown is the wife of Big.
So just to let you know, Justine, we are going to talk about Megan Thee Stallion and Milagro Gramz. This is a breaking news update. As you know, I am reflective of what's happening in the culture, of the culture, and by the culture. So we always start off with whatever's going on in real time, and then we get into the content. So I'm not clickbaiting you, but of course you know that because you've been here a while. And for everybody else who's new, this is a real in-time cultural channel. So just follow me. We got the content, okay? We ain't got to make nothing up to have a platform, all right? Let's keep going. Glad to have you here, Justin Dog. Good to see you.
Big Tigger, and throughout the situation of alleged DV, possible DV, leaked videos, and things like that, Mr. Tigger, stop. Please stop, Mr. Tigger.
Love you.
A lot of us have been more so concerned about where is the daughter? Where is Alicia Brown's?
And by the way, can I just say this? For anybody to say that just because somebody famous popped up is when people cared about child, maybe that's when you Decided to do your live stream the next day when everybody else was talking about it. And as people were saying in your chat, there's more information than you're reporting on. That was in your chat. God forbid if your child goes missing, you better hope that people give a damn about your child. See, it never really has an impact until it hits home. And I'm not wishing that on any male or female content creator's child. But let's cut the bullshit. There are people who actually give a fuck. Just because you're self-projecting that you don't give a fuck about your real life or your virtual life, don't mean the rest of us don't care. Let's continue on. If it doesn't apply, let it fly. But if you let it fly, it must apply. Let's keep going.
Daughter that she was accused of possibly kidnapping or what have you 7 years ago in 2019. What about that? A lot of us have been like, what about that? And so in this video, we're going to get into what about that, because the father of the daughter did an interview and gave an update on her situation. But before we get into it, make sure you subscribe to this channel, my crime channel, Crime in Context with Layla Lynn.
Not going to be too long to play this and a Millie.
This is such a rabbit hole. But we're just going to start from what I consider to be the beginning. I saw this in the comment section on the Neighborhood Talk. Shout out to Kyle from the Neighborhood Talk. And I researched it, and it is correct. On New Year's Eve 2013, Anne Arundel County Police said Alicia Denise Brown, Tigger's wife, or now wife, who was then 24, left her 4-year-old daughter inside a vehicle in a Maryland Live casino parking garage in Hanover, Maryland, for more than 8 hours.
Now, hang on a second. Layla Lynn is correct, but we deal in receipts over here, so let me pull up that clip for you, because that's what we do. We talk about everything, not just project a narrative to not only have a platform, but to lie, cheat, and deceive our audience. Now, clock that T. If it doesn't apply, let it fly, but if you let it fly, it must apply. Now, last thing. Y'all need to watch who is about it to be seen and who's about because it's the right thing to do. Y'all need to watch that. Some of y'all are missing out on blessings because you keep listening to curses. Okay? Now, that doesn't apply. Also, let that fly too. Here we go. Let that loose.
You know, you can't even walk inside Maryland Live unless you're 21 years old, just because a casino is no place for a child. Same goes for a casino parking lot on a really cold day with no parents in sight. And that's why Anne Arundel County Police are really fired up after arresting a Baltimore mother last night. It was a dangerous and illegal gamble that 24-year-old Alicia Denise Brown took on New Year's Eve, one that landed her in handcuffs. The Baltimore mother left her 4-year-old daughter alone in the car all day at the Maryland Live Casino in Hanover. A visibly angry Lieutenant T.J. Smith told reporters.
Parental selfishness, absolute stupidity, just a reckless abandonment. Shocking, appalling, disturbing. You hear something like this, you can't believe somebody would do it.
Lieutenant Smith says there is security video of Ms. Brown inside the casino, adding that the cameras also show after parking on level 4 of the garage, Brown was away from that car for some 8 hours and never went back to check on her daughter. It was a casino security patrol that found her around 6:30 p.m., heard a child screaming, the car windows covered with blankets.
I can care less if they had the whole car set up like a daycare center. That child should not be left in the car alone by itself.
Lieutenant Smith says the little girl was taken to the hospital to get checked out and is expected to be okay. But her mother is in big trouble with the law. Alicia Brown arrested at the scene and charged with second-degree child abuse and child neglect. Police were really angry, and they say other than being cold and hungry, doctors found the little girl was in good health with no signs of physical child abuse. She was released to relatives, and Child Protective Services is now involved. You know, you can't even walk inside Maryland Live unless you're 21 years old, just because a casino is no place for a child. Same goes for a casino park.
So all those male and female content creators that are just giving what they want to give to their audience because they want to be female identified. Let's just hope it doesn't happen to your child or your grandchild. Because I know some of y'all got grandkids out here too. I need to include them too. Okay, let's get back to the video.
Parking lot on a really cold day with no parents in sight. And that's why Anne Arundel County police are really fired up after arresting a Baltimore mother last night. It was a dangerous and illegal gamble that 24-year-old Alicia Denise Brown took on New Year's Eve, one that landed her in handcuffs. The Baltimore mother left her 4-year-old daughter alone in the car all day at the Maryland Live Casino in Hanover. A visibly angry Lieutenant T.J. Smith told reporters.
Parental selfishness, absolute stupidity, just a reckless abandonment. Shocking, appalling, disturbing. You hear something like this, you can't believe somebody would do it.
Lieutenant Smith says there is security video of Ms. Brown inside the casino, adding that the cameras also show after parking on level 4 of the garage, Brown was away from that car for some 8 hours and never went back to check on her daughter. It was a casino security patrol that found her around 6:30 p.m., heard a child screaming, the car windows covered with blankets.
I can care less if they had the whole car set up like a daycare center. That child should not be left in the car alone by itself.
Lieutenant Smith says the little girl was taken to the hospital to get checked out and is expected to be okay. But her mother is in big trouble with the law. Alicia Brown arrested at the scene and charged with second-degree child abuse and child neglect. Police were really angry, and they say other than being cold and hungry, doctors found the little girl was in good health with no signs of physical child abuse. She was released to relatives, and Child Protective Services is now involved.
By the way, did I mention it was 40 degrees that night too? My, how selective we want to be when we want to misdirect, misguide, and misutilize information just to be a part of a conversation. Let's get back to Layla Lynn, shall we? And I'm not laughing at this situation. I'm just laughing at the supposed content creators that they're automatically switching now. No, stand in it. If you think Alicia Brown has done nothing wrong at all, then just say, I want big ticket to go to jail. I don't give a damn uckerish about a missing child. Just say that. Just say you don't care about facts. Say you don't care about black people. Say you don't give a damn fuck or shit about yourself, your husband, and your kids. Your soul will feel more cleansed, better, and whole. Let's continue.
While she went inside the casino. And so a lot of you have been saying that she has mental health issues. In my opinion, addiction counts as a mental health issue. And it seems like at that point in time, she was 24, her daughter was 4, and she was addicted to gambling, so much so that she gambled as if it was a shift, as if it was an 8-hour shift. And it doesn't say she worked at the casino during her actual shift. She was allegedly in the casino gambling and left her daughter in the car for 8 hours. No food or water at all. All she had was blankets. They said there were blankets pushed up to the windows. WJLA reported that security found the child crying on the 4th floor of the garage, and police said that Alicia Brown had entered the casino around 10 a.m. and returned around 6:30 p.m. And so as far as the charges, WBAL reported that Alicia was charged at the scene, and she was charged with second-degree child confined to the child under 8 years old and neglect of a minor. Police also said that the child had no food or water access and was cold. This is worse than how people treat dogs. When people leave their dogs in a car, at least they crack the windows. She was treating her child worse than a dog. They said after medical evaluation, her daughter, Aaliyah, was found to be in good health aside from being cold and hungry. Now, years later, Aaliyah Brown went missing from Reisterstown, Maryland on May 25th, 2019 at the age of 10. So this is 6 years later. It's being reported that her disappearance came after a custody battle, and a federal court document from 2019 notes that the custody in the case, Williams versus Brown, had been awarded to Darrell Williams on January 31st, 2019. Now, Darrell is who we're going to hear from in this video, in this interview. I will say it's been unclear to people the location of Aaliyah, the health of Aaliyah. Is Aaliyah still alive? Like, a lot of us have been concerned about that. Like, where is Aaliyah? And
Correct.
in this interview, he addresses that.
Some more
The
than
interview
others,
is
now.
with Panina Brown from the Nina and Joe show. And this is what he had to say.
To bring Darrell Williams on, as we've been talking about him all day, Joe Claire. He is the father of Aaliyah Brown, who of course has been missing for the last 7 years. What happened when you got the call last night? Because of course you weren't expecting it. You got a call from the detective, and what did they say to you?
When I got the call, he just basically told me that they had her in custody.
By the way, y'all, when I said the ex, right, of Big Tigger, I was saying that I thought it was Alicia Brown. We're hearing from the dad, I believe, Darrell Williams. So my mistake. Here we go.
Wow.
And you got a phone call because they had her in custody because of your case, correct?
Yes.
Alicia Brown was taken in on outstanding kidnapping related warrants out of Maryland and by the Fulton County Sheriff's Office on felony charges of interference with child custody. Was Aaliyah Brown in the car with Alicia when she was arrested last night?
So they haven't located Aaliyah yet. They're still, searching and doing the investigation there.
Do you have confidence that Aaliyah physically is okay?
No, she's alive. She's definitely alive. I can confirm that. I've always known that.
Because that has been the big question. Is this little
Yes.
girl still alive? Like, where is this girl? And him saying he can confirm it makes me think maybe he has communicated with Aaliyah. But for all of you guys wondering, is Aaliyah alive? Because I feel like that's been the question. She is alive.
I've always known pretty.
And also, too, let me say this, right? Because at the beginning, middle, end of the day, some people are like, well, the dad knows why I couldn't go get her. Well, when you have a psychotic, deranged, waste of a life heifer that should have been swallowed by her mother whole, lying about you abusing her, right? What makes you think she's going to tell him where the child is? So maybe she might have a burner phone. And they might be, the phone number is coded, for another name, and they talking code, maybe, but still, let's continue.
Pretty much what was going on. To be honest with you, I hated it had to be who they have in custody because that's still her mom. And, all of this
Exactly.
was for nothing. All of this was for absolutely nothing.
Wow.
I just want to take the time and thank everybody that ever, over this 7-year process, shared the hashtag, Find Aaliyah Brown. Anything that you posted about my daughter, it's really because of you all that I'm at this point.
What do you want your daughter to know when she hears this?
I just hope you understand that no matter who this was, they would have treated this same way. You do not just take a child from another parent and go about like it's okay. This is not okay. This is actually against the law.
Yeah, because his daughter at that age, if she was kidnapped at 10 years old, she's 17 now, but it's kind of like a lifetime. It's like natural to her to be with whoever she's with. It's probably natural to her. So he's reminding her that this is actual like criminal activity and it's not okay for them to take you away from me. It's not okay. Luckily, she's about to turn 18, and sometimes when children become adult, they do kind of right the wrongs that have happened around them.
Yes.
So hopefully, she'll reach out to him
And call her mother
I hope you can
completely.
understand that this is the truth, and I'll still miss you. I can't.
And by the way, for any black woman who's about black female empowerment, I would rather that child cut off her mother permanently and be whole. Some of y'all want kids to be locked up. Just because you locked up mentally don't mean other people gotta be locked up. Hell to the low. Hell to the low. Hell to the low. There are plenty of people that have cut off their moms and dads for good because of the thirsty toxicity, either that they are as an individual, as thirsty toxicity is as it and its supporters, or the thirsty toxicity energy that they carry as themselves, or anybody that would post court documents about a person who got banned off of YouTube, or would repost content from a banned content creator on their YouTube channel, which should mean that their YouTube channel should be deleted. But hey, what do I know though, right? I'm just a black mentor. Let's continue.
Can't wait to see you. And I just hope you understand everything that might be going on, because I know it's a lot. And I'm sorry that your name is circling around so much for this instead of things that you're actually good at and talented at. But I pray we can just start on a good foot. And I'm waiting, and I'll be here. And I'm willing to go at whatever pace you want to go. I miss my daughter.
She's coming. If I could tell his father anything, is that she is coming. She's coming. She's going to be 18. Hopefully she'll have access to things like this where she can hear her father talking to her, and she's coming.
Amen.
But while we're here, I also wanted to talk about another situation involving Alicia Brown. I commented on the Neighborhood Talk. This is such a rabbit hole.
Like I said, we are going to bring you the Milagro Gramz intel because, child, it's a lie. But we're catching you up with what's happening. See, we're reflective of what's happening in the culture, of the culture, and about the culture in real time. Not just waiting to go live and look like a dumbass because our narrative didn't become victorious. Moving on.
The Neighborhood Talks reports neighbors.
Or
Ramon
Joyner
is someone who is incarcerated. Talks reports neighbors. Ramon Joyner is someone who is incarcerated for violating Alicia Brown. And he is speaking out from prison after the recent viral video involving Alicia Brown, Big Tigger's wife, after that brought renewed attention to his case. And so this is a message that he posted. I'm going to get into the message, but he posted this after his child's mother. That's what it sounded like. It sounded like his child's mother asked them to revisit his case. Joyner has been incarcerated approximately 11 years, and he's consistently maintained that Alicia Brown falsely accused him of violating her. In the message, he again denied the allegations and claimed that
once again, I'm just waiting for the content creators that will actually stand up and be about it to actually update the story for the totality of it, not just for what they want to talk about, to have a platform and to lie, cheat, and deceive their audience. And so they can be, identified as being on the right side, to be, to have a check mark on their scorecard of how they are in the culture.
He was set up. So let's take a look at the message. He says, first of all, thank you for your efforts to clear my name. It looks like this is maybe an email to someone. He said, I can only hope this momentum can have effect on me being released from here sooner than later. That's the ultimate goal for me, because I've been knew Shawty was crazy and this stuff was effed up. Everybody just went on living though, like it was okay. And due to the fact that I don't live my life on the right side of the law, I had to have a hand in something. He said, whole time I denied Shorty, so she set me up. She was thinking, and I rolled out and came back hours later because I was still working, and she calling me to come to her room. That's when the goofy stuff started, and I left again. And while I'm checking out, she falls in the lobby. On the goofy stuff started, and I left again. And while I'm checking out, she falls in the lobby on some movie stuff, all beat up. And I'm like, huh? Checking out, she falls in the lobby on some movie stuff, all beat up. And I'm like, huh? And while I'm checking out, she falls in the lobby on some movie stuff, all beat up. And I'm like, huh?
That's interesting. Did she fall down in that Ring camera footage? And she said, get off of me. Oh! But Big Tigger was never on her. Interesting. Are we just going to wait till the end of the week to go live about it? Or is this not important enough to you? And how it doesn't fit your narrative to not go live right now? Let's continue.
I'm waiting for the police in the lobby for 45 minutes. A guilty man don't do that. Anyway, I was just telling you that, envisioning it again, like, damn, that's crazy how that happened. And so when he describes her falling in the lobby, a lot of people are referencing her situation with Tigger, where people felt like she was falling on her own, like he wasn't pushing her. I don't want to show too much of the video because I don't want my channel to be flagged, but I felt like Tigger could have stopped. And you could tell it's a child recording the video, because the child is like, stop, Mr. Tigger, stop, Mr. Tigger. And I felt like Mr. Tigger could have stopped. And that doesn't mean that she didn't fall. It doesn't mean that she didn't bang her own head upside the glass door. It doesn't mean that. It just means that also Mr. Tigger could have stopped. She could have stopped. They both could have stopped. But in any situation, it sounds reminiscent of what he described of her throwing herself to the floor in a movie type of way, like faking an injury, faking ABUSE, faking harm being done to herself. That's what it sounds like. So we're definitely going to keep up on this case and see how it all plays out. Like I said, it's a rabbit hole. But y'all leave a comment, let me know what y'all think.
I love that theme song. And congratulations on 10 years on YouTube, my darling. Congratulations to you. Oh my God. I love it when you get content to celebrate you. Content that actually is actual, factual, not just rumors. Because like I said this morning, I would like to think that after Milagro Gramz went through what she went through, that nobody would be posting receipts when they could be the next Milagro Gramz. But hey, I guess some people want to be locked up. Anyway, child, let's go to Millie Chun. And then I got the kicker, and then we're going to get right into Milagro Gramz. Because, child, we got a lot to talk about with her, believe me, you. Ah, man. All right, here we go. Millie Chun, let's get it.
Hey, y'all, it's your girl, Millie Chun. Child, and that's what we said, a thin line between love and hate. Baby, this is so on point. So Alicia Brown is really making headlines, right? So some other lady has come out to speak about her on behalf of her son, who is currently in jail with dealings with her. Let's get into it. So this woman, Martina Moss, she has been making posts. It has traveled around. It's gotten to me. And she said this woman is a monster. And she is looking for a pro bono lawyer in Delaware or a innocence organization to review the case for her.
I believe Milagro Gramz available. Oh, wait. She broke as fuck. No, you know what? Tasha K might be able to do it. No, she got to pay $3.5 million. You know what? Maybe Always a Loser could do. Oh, wait. He lost in court. Shit. Maybe the DL Whisper could help. No, he got banned out 3 counties. Damn.
Her son. So her son's name is Ramon. And she said in 2015, her son was accused of being inappropriate with Alicia Brown. She said that they had met at a casino. I hope it wasn't a casino where she left that baby in the car. And they met at a casino, went to a hotel together. Later, they had a physical altercation, and he believed that she was trying to rob him. Then so he left the hotel believing that the police was going to talk to him about the robbing incident, but they ended up arresting him. He was ultimately convicted and now spent approximately 11 years in prison. She said, I understand he was convicted in court, and I'm not asking anyone to ignore this process. I'm simply asking whether in light of recent public developments involving Alicia Brown, there's a legal bias for independent review of the evidence of the case. She said, I'm not asking for anyone to harass anyone involved. I'm asking for help from Delaware criminal defense attorneys, pro bono attorneys, innocence organizations, investigation journalists, and so on. She went on to say, if you believe this is a case worth reviewing, or if you know someone who may be willing to look at the court records and transcripts, please message me. So hold on. This lady got a lot of stuff going on, right? And it's not too much.
At least you recognize it, unlike others.
That is positive or shining a light on her. Like, she has multiple mugshots, and I'm not going to talk about that, but there's another guy speaking about her also. Hold on. So this was posted from Peter Thomas's page. There's a lady talking to this guy, and he's talking about Alicia Brown, and he's talking about how they had some work dealings or whatever, and then they got a little intimate, and then it just got crazy. Let's listen to a little bit of that.
2 words. Alicia Brown. A name I'll never, ever, ever forget. Ever, ever, ever forget, bro. Literally the most, like, the craziest woman I've ever dated in my entire life.
So he was like, I don't know how Big Tigger got to the point of marrying her. He said, I don't know how he got that far. He said, but they had some dealings in Baltimore. Apparently, allegedly, according to him, Alicia was working with a councilman or whatever in politics. And he had his own business. And so they had some business.
Wait, she had the intelligence to be in the world of politics? Oh my. God forbid.
Business dealings together.
In the words of Emily from The Devil Wears Prada 2, idiots never cease.
To connect and how we could kind of intertwine. So then we wind up, seeing each other a little bit. And then things just turned for the worse, bro. Like, this lady, if you did or said anything that she ain't like or she ain't agree with, I'm talking about she was one of them people who took things to the fullest extent. Literally tried to get my juice bar. I used to own a juice bar in Baltimore. Trying to get that shut down. Reached out to the owners of the actual building.
One person welcome in.
Also, I was the brand and marketing manager for ETLR Inc. And she literally.
That's a clothing brand, I believe.
It's just crazy. I'm trying to think of everything, bro. She literally contacted HR, said that I recorded a video having sex with her in the company. Wild stuff, bro. It's crazy.
He went on to say that when she gave those people the proof, or saying that she had some proof that they were having bang bang in the office, he said the people just kind of didn't believe her because they could see
Wait a minute, y'all. This is the female version of Andrew Caldwell. Oh my God. Y'all, Andrew Caldwell, for those of you who don't know, I'm not A no more. I am delivered. He accused Troy the Prince and oh my God, Tiffany Fox of having a relationship. Alicia Brown is the female Andrew Caldwell. Child, let's roll on.
Where all this is going. So he was like, she is the worst woman. He said she is the reason that he does not believe women when they cry to him. He said, I will look you dead in your face and ask you, are you done? He said, because she is just that kind of woman. This woman needs to be off the streets.
One time, bro, she FaceTimed me, bro.
At least you said that out loud, Millie Chun. Thank you for that.
And her face was red from her hitting herself, bro. And she was threatening me to tell that she was going to go to the police and tell them that I put my hands on her. But anybody know I don't put my hands on women. What's the purpose? Why? You get what I'm saying? But, bro, I went through hell with this woman.
Empire, and
Alicia Brown. I was saying Alicia Brown. I'm so traumatized by that name, bro. The craziest woman ever. So, Big Tigger, man, I'm gonna be praying for you, bro. If you need me, reach out to me, bro. I got you and I'm ready to, get my input on anything. This ain't for no clout or nothing, bro. He's a black man. I know Big Tigger, knew of him for years. You know what I mean? He actually hosted my 19th birthday party back in the day when I was in college, bro.
Whoa.
So once I seen it and seen the connection, I didn't even know he was married to her, but bro, when I seen all of the videos, I'm like, I gotta say something, bro.
Looks like Tigger is over there living a real deal Holyfield life of a thin line between love and hate. And when you see her face, you can tell it's something.
I mean, this is disrespectful to Lynn Whitfield, because I mean, Lynn Whitfield looks better than Alicia Brown's whole existence, but that's neither here nor there. Let's
behind
continue.
her eyes. So I don't know how this is going to end up for Big Tigger. There's stuff floating around talking about he's been cleared of everything, but I haven't seen it. But
neither have I.
The way people are talking, the way people are coming out, it seems like Tigger just got himself caught up.
And by the way, if you're telling your audience that people are so emotional when they come on and to talk about this, that, and the third, but you say cut the crap, you do realize that means you're emotional too, right? Okay, Heifer, let's keep going. I'm sorry. What's the male version of a cow? Let's be fair. Let's be fair. Let's be fair. Let's be fair. What is the male version of a cow? So, to all the bulls out there and to all the heifers, you do realize if you get emotional in your commentary, that means you're also emotional too, in addition to telling other people they're also emotional, right? I just want everybody to know that. Okay. All right. Moving on.
Up. But the question still remains, how did you not know this? Any of it? People don't ask about people anymore. Like, where'd you come from? Who is your family? I mean, I don't know.
Who are you? Where did you come from? And why do you exist?
What they did to meet before they really got together and have kids and stuff. I don't know. He could have met the family, but you know. Oh, this is tough. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this. It's your girl, Millie Chun. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
All right, y'all. Now to Milagro Gramz and the mob who moves on broken, dilapidated, and just decrepit behavior. Give me a moment. And wait for it, y'all. Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. There it is. That's when the content starts from Milagro. And to everybody that's supporting her and using the word of God, this, that, and the third, I just want you to watch this real quick. Okay. Give it a moment, y'all. As I saw this, I'm like, I have to add to the show. Okay, here we go.
Never been a Christian nation. You don't live in one now. We had godly people get on boats and come over here so they could worship. Godly people. We've had the greatest Bible preachers in the 15, 16, 1700s. Godly people. Some of the people that constructed this country, godly people. But it has never been a Christian nation and never will be. A Christian nation would never have killed and displaced 20 million Native Americans who are still left out and living in poverty. A Christian nation would never have thought that owning slaves was pleasing to God, or that it lined up with Scripture in any way, shape, or size. And we not only practiced it, but we were so obsessed with it that we went to war about it. We had a civil war. And in that civil war, 500,000 Americans died. That's more than Americans that died in World War II or any other war we've ever had. Our own civil war. We killed 500,000 of our own people so people could have the right to own other people as property. It's never been.
Now that's a real Christian. By the way, if you ever hear anybody say, if you ain't sinning, Jesus died for nothing, please move from around them. Okay? Move from around them. Move from around them. If they say transphobic slurs, move from around them. If they are around anybody that will just accept their bullshit but doesn't call them out, move from around that individual or individuals that think like them. Okay? I told y'all I got time today. Oh my God. Last thing I'm going to end it on, then we're about to get into this Milagro content. But I see this because this really hard. And this also relates to Milagro of treating people with respect never goes out of style. Let's go.
This guy asked his wife's grandma what she really thought of him the first time they met. And her willingness to admit she was wrong is everything.
First impression of what? Of me. Of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I wasn't happy. I really wasn't happy. But you want the truth? You want the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Give me the truth.
I really wasn't happy that she was dating a man of another color. I want her to stay. I'm being honest with you now, so if you want to get mad at me, you just have to get mad at me. But before I finish, and then you can chew me out if you want to. But I really wasn't happy with her dating a man of another color. You weren't the first guy that she dated of another color. There was another guy. And I wasn't happy with him at all. I mean, I just detested him. He treated her terribly. And then when y'all got married, I still wasn't happy that she married into the black family. But I will tell you right now, with a true heart and a true spirit, I was wrong. I was very, very wrong. I don't know of another man other than my husband, and I had to beat the hell out of him.
It's the honesty.
I don't know of another person that I admire as much as I admire you, and love as much as I love you. You take care of my families.
Thank you, Granny.
You take care of my family so beautifully and do so much for me and my son. But I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. I love you like a son.
Love you too, Granny.
And there's nothing I won't do for you.
Love you too, Granny.
I love how she looked him in the eye and told him, I admire Granny's honesty and her willingness to say she made a mistake. Some more than others, child. This is so real and transparent. I love their relationship. And shout out to 1615 Coach, and shout out to Gio Nima, who got from 1615 Coach for that. This is so real and transparent. I love their relationship. I was wrong, gave me chills. So many of us need to learn these 3 words. Some people can't, they won't, and they never will want to learn that because it takes too much humility to give a fuck about doing the right thing. It takes a bigger person to admit they are wrong and ask for forgiveness. 2 heart emojis, blessed. Now, with all that being said, I've talked your ear off long enough. Let's get to it, everybody. Child, when y'all see this, I was flabbergasted. I'm like, I know you're lying. I know that you're lying. I know that you're lying. So, here we go, y'all. Shout out to Document Tingz, by the way, for this. Let's get to it. Megan Pete plaintiff versus Milagro Elizabeth Cooper, also known as Milagro Gramz, also known as Milagro Scam. Shout out to my man Conscious TV. Defendant's motion for relief from judgment pursuant to Federal R Civil Penal Code 60B6 based on undisclosed appearance of partiality under 28 U.S.C. 455A. Defendant Milagro Elizabeth Cooper, defendant proceeding pro se, which she has failed pro se many times over, respectfully moves this court pursuant to Federal Rule of Civil Procedure 60B6 for relief from the final judgment, ECF number 227, and amended final judgment, ECF 318, entered in this action on the ground that circumstances creating an appearance of partiality under 28 USC 455 were not disclosed to defendant and were not known to defendant through no fault of her own until after the judgment was entered. In support of this motion, defendant states as follows. Are you serious? Creating an appearance of partiality under 28 USC were not disclosed to the defendant and were not known to the defendant through no fault of her own. You were on, if I'm not mistaken, you were on Station Head when you said, and I quote, "They just let me know that the defamation charge is on." Give me a moment, because we got time. We got time. We do. We got time. Give me one moment, though. I just want to make sure that I'm not tripping.
Look, this my judgment. This what you make a month. Honestly, look, this my judgment. This what you make a month. I know you don't make this kind of money. I'm gonna need this every month. And let's just do it like that. Well, I pay a certain amount. Something that's reasonable. But that also doesn't create a fucking situation where any...
Something reasonable. Aren't you negative $10,000 in the hole, you fucking heifer? Didn't you lose a station hand contract for $6,300 a month? Didn't you say you don't own a home nor no assets? So how can you make a payment plan when you have nothing to make a payment plan with? I'm just asking questions.
Nobody have to go through any type of hardship. Like that's simple math to me.
Okay, so Milagro plus doing the most for Tory Lanez equals what the hell you chose. You couldn't figure out that was simple math and that was going to backfire on your ass. Let's continue.
And that's getting away from the me personally, I would just want to be done with it. Look, let's just come to some type of agreement, and let's go on. You know? Yeah, a little payment plan or something like that. I don't know. Because I'm gonna tell you what, I have to pay.
Don't worry, y'all. There was one where she said what she said here. Let me do station head in here. Station head. Where the hell is it? She was like, I guess I have to pay the $75,000 or it doesn't change or something. See, I'm trying to play this because I want all the evidence intact. This month. Oh, you know what? I know exactly what to do. Hold on. Maybe this might work. If I find it before the end of the show, I'll play it for y'all. Because I swear it was a station head thing. She was saying that she just found out about the judgment. But anyway, let's continue on, everybody. So basically, what she is saying is that the judge, right, has created an appearance of partiality, right, of reinstating the defamation claim and the $75,000, right, which is just beyond crazy. And she said that she did not know this until after the judgment was entered. That was not true. She was on station head when she found out about it, right? So, introduction, this motion does not allege that the presiding judge, the Honorable Cecilia M. Ontonga, harbored any actual bias against the defendant. Rather, this motion is brought under the objective standards set forth here in 28 U.S.C. 455, which requires disqualification whenever a judge's impartiality might be reasonably questioned, regardless whether the judge was subjectively aware of or influenced by the circumstances giving rise to that appearance. See Lichtenberg versus Health Services Acquisition Corp. At its core, this motion rests on a straightforward chain of documented facts. Facts are in the eye of the beholder. The presiding judge's spouse, George Bastino Jr., is a partner and board member at Holland and Knight LLP. Holland Knight LLP represents non-party Desiree Perez, which Desiree Perez is with Rock Nation. Rock Nation is with Megan Thee Stallion. Yeah, she has jumped out this far into the deep end. And Ms. Perez was represented on the record without contradiction as having funded and been personally involved in this litigation against defendant from its inception. Defendant sets forth below a series of relationships and connections, each independently verifiable. We don't trust the verification of a liar and a cheat and somebody we don't want around no more. Milagro Gramz, okay, child, which she respectfully submits, which would cause a reasonable objective observer to question the appearance of impartiality in this proceeding, as set forth further below. Defendant also sets forth evidence that a law firm connected to the non-party Desiree Perez took affirmative steps to remove public report on these same relationships on social media prior to trial in this action. Megan Thee Stallion station head defamation. Uh-huh. It wasn't too long ago that this happened. Yeah, I think this account actually has it. See? No, that's not it. Okay, here's something, y'all. Listen to this.
Here, pretty much. And you want to know what was so crazy to me? The fact that they came to $60,000. It did make me think about my own judgment. It did. And it put me in a position to want to praise Jeremy McClimate, my attorney, some more. Because I don't know if this was ever reported, but they took a whiteboard and they were writing on it in their closing, describing to the jury what it is that they were looking for. And when I looked at the whiteboard, I saw $30 million on the whiteboard. So if someone asked me, I go, what is it that was being asked for? My response would be, she wanted $30 million. So I have to give praise to God, and I have to give credit to my attorney, Jeremy McClimate.
So if you didn't know that a judgment was coming, why would you go on Station Head and praise Jeremy McClimate from taking it down from $30 million down to $60,000, which is really $59,000? So you knew that judgment was coming, but what you didn't expect, and what your mob, who moves on broken, dilapidated, and decrepit behavior, didn't expect, was the aftermath of it and all the court costs that were going to, bubble up to the top. Now let's keep going.
Millions of dollars, tens of millions of dollars, to a judgment that's $75,000.
Wait a minute. Hang on.
You to give credit.
I want y'all to hear that 2 more times.
Because to go from someone wanting millions of dollars, tens of millions of dollars, to a judgment that's $75,000.
One more time.
And I have to give credit to my attorney, Jeremy McClimate, because to go from someone wanting millions of dollars, tens of millions of dollars, to a judgment that's $75,000.
Sincerely. All I do is post receipts. I drink my water, I mind my black-owned business, and I go on tour. That's really all I do, guys. That's literally about it, you know. Just yeah. Give me a moment, trying to see if there's anything else, you know. Oh my God, just because it wasn't too long ago when she was on Station Head. Because it happened in June, so. Almost there, y'all. Oh, here it is. I think this is it.
Y'all know I'm battling my own case with Megan in court. I'm on mute, right? They told me that they reinstated the defamation.
That's the clip I wanted to play for y'all. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Did Braylon Lee break some news on YouTube? Yes, the fuck he did. Entered in this action on the ground that circumstances creating an appearance of partiality under 28 USC were not disclosed to defendant and were not known to defendant of no fault of their own until after the judgment was entered. Let's hear that again. My God, today.
So I just got a message. Y'all know I'm battling my own case with Megan in court. I'm on mute, right? They told me that they reinstated the defamation.
Let me read that again, shall we? Entered in this action on the grounds that circumstances creating an appearance of partiality under 28 USC were not disclosed to defendant and were not known to defendant through no fault of their own until after judgment was entered in support of this motion. Defendant states as follows. You said anything on the mic, you knew it was on the mic, right? So let me play it again.
So I just got a message. Y'all know I'm battling my own case with Megan in court. I'm on mute, right? They told me that they reinstated the defamation.
One more time.
So I just got a message. Y'all know I'm battling my own case with Megan in court. I'm on mute, right? They told me that they reinstated the defamation.
Keep listening. Keep listening. Keep listening. Keep listening.
So what happens when they reinstate the defamation, and is it the end of the world? No. Let me tell you why. Because when we went to court, they originally said the total is $75,000 or 79. Was it? Okay. When they took the defamation off, they took that down to 59. Okay. So it's broke.
Again.
No, let me tell you why. Because when we went to court, they originally said the total is $75,000 or 79. Was it? Okay. When they took the defamation off, they took that down to 59.
One more time.
When they reinstate the defamation, and is that the end of the world? No. Let me tell you why. Because when we went to court, they originally said the total is $75,000.
Shout out to Milagro for this.
Was it? Okay. When they took the defamation off, they took that down to $59,000.
So you weren't informed at all? I'm just asking a question, Milagro. You weren't informed at all? At all. At all. At all. I think y'all tend to forget I'm the chemical X of media, culture, and entertainment. I think y'all tend to forget that. Let's go back to that other piece of tape. Told y'all we got time. Give me a moment, get back to that clip. See, I knew what I knew. I knew that clip was out here. I'm gonna get back to that one. Oh, that's that one. And shout out to Black Twitter. I'm still calling it Black Twitter. I ain't calling it Black X, because nobody calls it that. Twitter and that Bluebird have more social capital than the letter of than a letter of the alphabet, rather. Give me a moment, y'all. I think it's right here. Yep. Okay, let's listen to this one more time. Two more times, actually.
And you want to know what was so crazy to me? The fact that they came to $60,000. It did make me think about my own judgment. It did. And it really put me in a position to want to praise Jeremy McClimate, my attorney, some more. Because I don't know if this was ever reported, but they took a whiteboard and they were writing on it in their closing, describing to the jury what it is that they were looking for. And when I looked at the whiteboard, I saw $30 million on the whiteboard. So if someone asked me, like, oh, what is it that was being asked for? My response would be, she wanted $30 million. So I have to give praise to God, and I have to give credit to my attorney, Jeremy McClimate, because to go from someone wanting millions of dollars, tens of millions of dollars, to a judgment that's $75,000, yeah, pretty much. And you want to know what was so crazy to me?
I'm just chilling.
The fact that they came to $60,000, it did make me think about my own judgment. It did. And it put me in a position to want to praise Jeremy McClimate, my attorney, some more. Because I don't know if this was ever reported, but they took a whiteboard and they were writing on it in their closing, describing to the jury what it is that they were looking for. And when I looked at the whiteboard, I saw $30 million on the whiteboard. So if someone asked me, like, oh, what is it that was being asked for? My response would be, she wanted $30 million. So I have to give praise to God, and I have to give credit to my attorney, Jeremy McClimate, because to go from someone wanting millions of dollars, tens of millions of dollars, to a judgment that's $75,000.
One more time.
Pretty much. And you want to know what was so crazy to me? The fact that they came to $60,000. It did make me think about my own judgment. It did.
Mhm.
And it put me in a position to want to praise Jeremy McClimate, my attorney, some more. Because I don't know if this was ever reported, but they took a whiteboard and they were writing on it in their closing, describing to the jury what it is that they were looking for. And when I looked at the whiteboard, I saw $30 million on the whiteboard. So if someone asked me, I go, what is it that was being asked for? My response would be, she wanted $30 million. I have to give praise to God, and I have to give credit to my attorney, Jeremy McClimate, because to go from someone wanting millions of dollars, tens of millions of dollars, to a judgment that's $75,000.
So you had no idea of the judgment? You had no idea of the judgment, right? No, just no idea at all. So you're believing that this judge, not that she showed partiality, but you're trying to make $1.15 by bringing different connections together so you can get out some shit that you put yourself in. Okay. You know what? I wonder if you said anything else. Oh, wait, you have. But didn't Tasha K say she good, she good, she good?
And then, not only that, I had to play the part of a po nigga. You got people on this motherfucking internet calling me broke when the average American makes $50,000. When you supposed to make 3 times your motherfucking rent in the month to stay at certain places and rent down there $3,000. Y'all found out that I had a contract with Station Head. So how much I made a year at least? You tell me.
Wait,
but I still
you asked a question. I'm going to give an answer. So let's do $6,300 because that's what you had per month times 12, right? So in 1 year, you made, and I quote, these are what we call facts, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. What she said, tell her. I'm just doing what Milagro asked. $75,600 a year. That's how much you made in 1 year. Formerly with Station Head. Let's continue.
Have to play the part of the ghetto ass broke ass hoe because I'm up here against a multi-million-dollar motherfucking company. And you got the motherfucking internet sitting up saying, yeah, bitch, you broke. Bitch, who? Since when is a bitch with her personality who is able to take care of her family, who was, because you know I lost that contract, who was making 6 figures, how the fuck is that a broke hoe? How? And then, not only that, I had to play the part of a po nigga. You got people on this motherfucking internet calling me broke when the average American makes $50,000. When you supposed to make 3 times your motherfucking rent in the month to stay at certain places and rent down there $3,000. Y'all found out that I had a contract with Station Head. So how much I made a year at least? You tell me. But I still had to play the part of the ghetto ass, broke ass hoe because I'm up here against a multi-million-dollar motherfucking company. And you got the motherfucking internet sitting up saying, yeah, bitch, you broke. Bitch, who? Since when is a bitch with her personality who is able to take care of her family, who was, because you know I lost that contract, who was making 6 figures, how the fuck is that a broke hoe? How? And then, not only that, I had to play the part of a po nigga.
It's public information, y'all.
You got people on this motherfucking internet calling me broke when the average American makes $50,000.
when you supposed to make 3 times your motherfucking rent in a month to stay at certain places and rent damn near $3,000. Y'all found out that I had a contract with Station Head. So how much I made a year at least? You tell me. But I still had to play the part of the ghetto ass, broke ass hoe because I'm up here against a multi-million-dollar motherfucking company. And you got the motherfucking internet sitting up saying, yeah, bitch, you broke. Bitch, who? Since when is a bitch with her personality who is able to take care of her family, who was, because you know I lost that contract, who was making 6 figures, how the fuck is that a broke hoe? How? And then
nope, that's all you get. I want to add this to the timeline because receipts should be receipting. So here is Weird Lago right here. Milagro Gramz hears about the reversal live and responds, saying Megan Thee Stallion did not follow proper protocol. The judge already made a decision, so it's just a couple more thousand. Essentially, who cares? As she drops virtual bombs, seemingly still bragging about a win. So I'll play it here. This was posted May 30th, 2026 at 12:29 a.m. Well, I can't play it, but there it is there for that one. And then right here, shout to Lady Day. Let's see if she will be praising her former attorney when her sanction and final court costs her tally. She's acted like the damages judgment finalizes what she's going to end up owing. Her sanction alone could be another $75,000. Let her keep celebrating early. Pig, rolling eyes emoji, Quinn Emanuel. This was posted July 2nd, 2026 at 6:25 p.m. Is there any more out here in these streets? I don't know. Now, of course, y'all know I live for receipts, right? Oh my God. Let me make sure that this is the right one. Give me a moment, y'all. Okay, so let me get this up. Hang on. Everything I do has a purpose, y'all. I know sometimes me being long-winded can be tiring to some people, but everything I do, it has a purpose, believe me. Oh, yeah. Okay, so here is this here. So listen to this here. This is my man Jay Nolan, Inside the Industry. Jay Nolan, like, comment, share, and subscribe to him. A great brother, doing great things out here in these virtual streets and in these real streets as well. Listen to this.
And I'm just sitting up there listening to the people play these clips while I sound like a ghetto ass bitch. And I'm like,
I mean, it takes a ghetto ass bitch to know another ghetto ass bitch. I'm just saying. Moving on.
Fuck. I ain't never felt more like a nigga than when I went through that trial. ever in my life.
No, being a real nigga would be what happened in Sinners. Being a real nigga would be being a household, breastfeeding the children and being raped all the time for their pleasure. A real nigga would be strange fruit hanging from a tree. Let's continue.
Ever in my life. Because you have to go like fight for your life to some people that's looking at you. Ooh, like, yeah, nigga.
A lot going on.
Especially up against somebody more seemingly more polished. That, you know, they're presenting like this and like that. You have a worldwide like known celebrity, and then you coming in there and they telling everybody you ain't shit, you this, you that. And I'm just sitting up there listening to the people play these clips.
I would not say that you're shit. But if you believe that about yourself, then I will personally, give space for that. So let's hear what Milagro believes about herself. Now, I'm supporting her thinking. Let's hear it again.
More polished. That, they're presenting like this and like that. You have a worldwide like known celebrity, and then you coming in there and they telling everybody you ain't shit, you this, you that.
She said it, so she believes that about herself. As a man thinketh, so is he. Let's continue.
And I'm just sitting up there listening to the people play these clips while I sound.
Just had to go ahead and play that. That was back on, what date was this? April 5th, 2026.
April 5th,
she said she had to play the role of a po nigga in court and act like she was this financially burdened, fucked up, struggling to survive. Interesting. Because the paperwork says you're still that person. So which one is it? Are you financially
the lie detector test determined that was a lie.
Claiming poor mouth for the courts, which would be a level of fraud. I don't know. I don't have an answer to that question. Shout out to Justin Hunt, the company man. But y'all let me know what y'all think of all this down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. This is your first time seeing me on YouTube. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Becoming an insider. I'll catch y'all on the next one, man. Niggas is playing a tricky game out here. See y'all in a minute. Peace.
Always gonna make time for this track right here.
The glory of living righteous is setting in. My street knowledge and education's a perfect blend. Young mogul, independent, I've been setting trends. The first one for my family to be faithfully wed. Fuck niggas and the horses that they riding on. I see this shit from all angles like a polygon. I'm never politicking, the drama be piling on. Father and great son acknowledged like I'm Bobby Bonds. Conversation with my lady about the paper route. 5-6 bank accounts every day I make it count. They down talking my commentary for hating now. Well, I can take it cause I'm bodying your favorite now, please. I can do this shit in my sleep. I've been writing for these niggas, y'all read it and weep. I've been fighting these niggas if you speak on the street. I turn your birthday party into New Year's Eve. Don't let me take it up. We ain't playing fair. This the ATL, Southside nigga moving furniture like Wayfair. Life on hold, no insurance for your healthcare. Lifeline gone, so you want to be a millionaire? Well, let me tell you about this world I built. The women I dodged, the niggas that I ran for filth. The sympathy cause consulting for the stacks I built.
Dave Nolan. That's not the only clip I got for you. I got one more clip, and then we're gonna get back to the court documents. Now, y'all listen to this. Now, she said to the judge, "Hey, can we pause this? Can we do a payment plan? This, that, or third?" But listen to this.
Hey, I'm fucked up. I'm down bad. There are some folks out there that on the internet that have audio of Milagro and her children talking about some sort of Christmas cruise that they're going on.
Oh, wait a minute, Christmas cruise that they're going. You say that would cost what's that? Oh, money.
And how Milagro's been out here spending money on iPhone 17s and stuff.
Spending money on iPhone 17s. Would that be like Tasha K moving money around so that way she could avoid paying Cardi B? So instead of paying Meg, you're going to spend on other things to avoid responsibility. Wow, y'all two are so much alike. Just like always being a loser, lost in court, stalking Melody Cherie, and the DL whispered wanting to delete TS Madison. Let's continue on.
Like that. I don't know. Y'all want to hear that? Shit, might as well, right? So first, we'll play the audio about the alleged cruise that's coming up for the holidays.
Happy holidays.
For the holidays, y'all only getting books now. Yeah. Since y'all want to talk shit. Are we going on a cruise, y'all? Don't ask for shit.
Wait a minute. They're talking shit. Are they saying, Mama, maybe you need to be more responsible? That's not talking shit. That's actually having intelligence, which you lack. I mean, maybe your mother's placenta didn't give you all the nutrients when you were inside her womb, and the oxygen really didn't get to your brain, and you didn't develop after the age of 26. Although you may not have the attention span for a live stream. No, that wasn't you who said that. No. Did you say that I don't go to anywhere where I'm not invited? Oh, that wasn't you either. But if you don't show yourself an inviting energy, why would anybody invite you through the door? Wait a minute, did Milagro post a video about Melody Cherie being on Fox News when she was really on Fox 5, a local affiliate? Oh, that wasn't Milagro. Let's keep going. But you did hear that we're going on a cruise, right? Let's continue.
We're going on a Christmas cruise, I think. Why the hell are you telling them that? What? They don't know what cruise. They don't know what cruise is. I didn't tell them what airport it was.
I feel sad for the kids because they're just being kids. Nobody wants to go on a cruise with your mama. Now, when y'all grow up, excuse my language, when y'all grow up and be bigger, better, stronger, better, and more wealthy than your mama, and y'all do a cruise, y'all let us know. We will support you, not her. And I hope the husband has a concubine that he is blowing her back out, and she is disrespecting him expeditiously. Moving on. Did your family reject you? Didn't you also say that you're the cousin of Beyonce Knowles? Didn't you also say that your daddy screwed your mama and then forgot you? So I said this joke during, the trial, but I'll say it again. So her daddy was a football player. So Milagro's daddy pounded in Milagro's mama like a touchdown the Super Bowl. He won the Super Bowl, then forgot about you and your mama, moved on to the next season. You also said that you weren't a journalist in the trial. And during the pre-trial, it was determined that you were not media. And that media decision was not supposed to be the jury, it was supposed to be the judge. And you didn't fight against that until it got 2 knees weak, arms heavy like spaghetti for your bitch ass. Let's continue.
Because you don't know. That's probably the only damn reason.
Okay, that's the first clip. An extended version of said situation plays out where the kids talk about how she's buying more iPhones and things of that nature.
You bring back some hell. When they say we clowning, you going to lunch, guys? No, the hell, I promise you're not coming with me. Are you sure? You just ate, so why are you going to lunch? Yeah, you just ate. Why are you going to lunch? Why? I think you're sweating your makeup off.
Not your kids. Gluttonous. You just ate. Why you going to lunch? It's crazy.
You just ate. Why go out?
And you putting this out on the internet for people to hear.
Makeup is sweaty. When I tell you these kids got the energy of Northwest, you should be spending more time with your kids, not your friends. Let's continue.
Nobody extract this from your phone or nothing, so don't try to act like people are violating your privacy. This was publicly released.
I think so too. That's roast beef sandwich. Anyway, them sandwiches got health hazards on there. I don't think no one can eat that. They eating up? Yeah. Mom, is that you? That don't look like you. I think your phone advertised. Take the phone over there. Oh, y'all, inside we don't use books anymore. We use computers. That's the goddamn problem. It's sad now. We use computers. It's very damn sad. So you know what? Go read the damn book now. We don't have none. You a damn lie. Yeah, let it be known. She don't buy it. She buys iPhone 17 Pro Max. No, Mom, you up here hating like you didn't buy an iPhone 17 when it came out, when it first came out. It's on books. Why you buying record players, albums?
Where's all them damn books I got y'all?
The whole box of
No, I didn't move a damn thing. Where's them books from Barnes and Nobles when I let y'all pick them damn books? Whatever the hell, where's the books? That whole series I got y'all.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Uncle Wanda's and Letitia Scott's niece, y'all. The kids had to correct her on her grammar. Let's continue.
So why you act like you ain't got no damn books?
It's about gaming.
I didn't pick that shit.
It's about gaming, but so
I know. Oh, hell no. I don't want you to read a damn thing. Hell, let's see your damn ass.
Don't go my hair.
Whoa. Okay, so that is audio of Milagro and I think her two daughters. Again, I did
Those daughters are gonna,
I'm not internet
grow up
sleuthing none of this
beautifully.
shit,
They're gonna
man.
mess
This stuff
around.
is
They're gonna
available
be
on Twitter.
somebody. Damn it.
Audio recordings that she put out to the public.
Because they are
I have
somebody.
no
Through
damn
hard work and
knowledge
determination, damn it.
or answer. But basically, they're out and that she's spending money frivolously on cruises, iPhone Pro Max 17s, the day that they come out, record players, new music, all type of shit. But coming to the court saying that she's got nothing, right? Now, understand, I'm a reasonable person. I don't think that, Milagro should be completely destitute. You know what I'm saying? Like she shouldn't have
I'm praying for the kid.
any way to
Not
make
for
sure
her.
that her and her children have a home or
And distinction,
necessities,
classification
food, clothing, shelter,
between those two lines.
things of that nature, or anything beyond that would help her children enjoy their lives. However, the problem that lies within this issue with Milagro is that you put yourself in this predicament. You had ample opportunity. You had multiple opportunities to remove yourself from the predicament. You had ample opportunities to just report, stick to the facts. You can impart your opinion. Everybody does it. But you decided to go with the most inflammatory opinions that you could possibly find along the way. You did the most inflammatory actions that you could possibly do along the way to antagonize the situation. And now that you're on the other side of it and you knew it would probably eventually end up right where it's at, you made no motions, no moves to protect yourself or to just say, hey man, I apologize. I'm sorry. Please, this is going to fuck me up. Show me some mercy. What do I need to do? You know what I'm saying? You ain't want to do that.
No.
And then you come on the internet and you try to play this big bad wolf, but then in the paperwork and in court, you try to play this docile.
Child, welcome in Super 3701. Is this your first time here? Welcome in. Glad to have you here. If it is, if it's not, welcome back and glad to have you here. Either way. Hello, Brian. I've never listened to her before. Could she be any more ignorant? No, child. No, she could not. And I played all the clips, right? Because let me let Jay Nolan finish it out, and then we'll go back to the court documents. Glad to have you here, Super 3701. And to everybody here, like, comment, share, subscribe. Glad to have all you here. We are here to break down the fact that Megan Thee Stallion got a GPS on the road to riches, while Milagro Gramz, like Doras map says, miss me. Okay. I'm the map. I'm the map. I'm the map. Not for you, bitch. Let's continue on.
Creature who doesn't understand how you ended up in this situation.
Oh, God.
Those things don't even out. So, wishing you all the best in your payment plan, your cruise, and in your endeavors on brand new phones and things of that nature. Hopefully the music can be the great escape you need, okay? Let me know what y'all think of all this down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, become an insider. I'll catch y'all on the next one, man. Peace.
Peace, Jay Nolan. One love, much love, all love.
Yeah,
I got him
family
time
over
for it,
fame in
man.
this bitch,
Listen.
yeah. The glory of living righteous is setting in. My street knowledge and education's a perfect blend. Young mogul, independent, I've been setting trends. The first one from my family to be faithfully wed. Fuck niggas and the horses that they riding on. I see this shit from all angles like a polygon. I'm never politicking, the drama be piling on. Father and great, son acknowledged like I'm Bobby Bonds. Conversation with my lady about the paper route. 5, 6 bank accounts every day, I make it count. They down talking my commentary for hating now. Well, I can take it cause I'm bodying your favorite now, please. I can do this shit in my sleep. I've been writing for these niggas, y'all rated them women. I've been fighting these niggas. If you speak on the street, I'll turn your birthday party into New Year's Eve. Don't let me take it there. We ain't playing fair. This the ATL, Southside nigga moving furniture like Wayfair. Life on hold, no insurance for your healthcare. Lifeline gone, so you wanna be a millionaire? Well, let me tell you about this world I built. The women I dodged, the niggas that I ran for filth. The sympathy cars get sold for the stacks I built. I had
The one, the only Mr. Jay Nolan inside the industry with Jay Nolan. Like, comment, share, and subscribe to that brother right there. Now let's go back to the court documents, everybody, because child, a lot going on. So, right here, right? It says right here, defendant Milagro Elizabeth Cooper, defendant proceeding pro se, respectfully moves this court pursuant to Federal Rule Civil Procedure 60B6 for relief from the final judgment ECF number 227 and amended final judgment ECF number 318 entered in this action on the ground that circumstances creating an appearance of partiality under 28 USC 455 were not disclosed to defendant and were not known to defendant through no fault of her own until after judgment was entered. In support of this motion, the defendant states as follows. So she says she did not know, right? Okay, here is this here. So this is the Lady Day. Let me put you on here. Here's the Lady Day right here. It's this tweet right here. And I'm about to play the audio, so I'm just putting this on so you can know which one I'm playing. Here we go.
Here, pretty much. And you want to know what was so crazy to me? The fact that they came to $60,000. It did make me think about my own judgment. It did. And it put me in a position to want to praise Jeremy McClimate, my attorney, some more. Because I don't know if this was ever reported, but they took a whiteboard and they were writing on it in their closing, describing to the jury what it is that they were looking for. And when I looked at the whiteboard, I saw $30 million on the whiteboard. So if someone asked me, I go, what is it that was being asked for? My response would be, she wanted $30 million. So I have to give praise to God and I have to give credit to my attorney, Jeremy McClimate, because to go from someone wanting millions of dollars, tens of millions of dollars, to a judgment that's $75,000.
But you said you had no idea, right? That's what Milagro Gramz is saying. Now, let me pull up the other one where she found out about the $75 live while she was on station head. Give me one moment. See, I'm about facts. That's what I want to do. Okay, now this is her on station head finding out about the $75,000 judgment live. So here we go. Let me put it on the tweets. That way you know which tweet I am speaking of. Okay. This is from Weird Lagro. The other one was from Lady Day 911. Okay. All right. So here we go from Weird Lagro's account. Let's play Milagro reacting to the fact that she did know about the $75,000 judgment. Here we go.
So I just got a message. Y'all know I'm battling my own case with Megan in court. I'm on mute, right? They told me that they reinstated the defamation. So what happens when they reinstate the defamation, and is that the end of the world? No. Let me tell you why. Because when we went to court, they originally said the total is $75,000 or 79, was it? Okay. When they took the defamation off, they took that down to 59.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
So if they reinstate defamation, then that takes it back to the 75 or 79. I think it was 75. It takes it back to the 75. And you're still in the same predicament.
I just bring receipts, now. That's all I do, really. I drink my water, I mind my black-owned business, and I go on tour. That's really all I do, ladies and gentlemen. So just to show you this tweet right here, where Milagro Gramz hears about the reversal live. In response, stating Megan Thee Stallion didn't follow proper protocol. The judge already made a decision, so it's just a couple more thousand. Essentially, who cares, as she drops virtual bombs, seemingly still bragging about the win. And this tweet was posted at 12:29 a.m. May 30th, 2026. And then the Lady Day 911 tweet right here appraising her lawyer. Oh, now he can't speak English. Shout out to Taraji P. Henson, Cookie Line. Let's get it in. Let's see if she'll be praising her former attorney when her sanction and final court costs a tally. She's acting like the damages judgment finalizes what she's going to end up on. Her sanction could be another $75,000. Let her keep celebrating. Pig emoji, eye roll emoji, Quinn Emanuel. This tweet right here was posted at 6:25 p.m. on July 2nd, 2026. I just bring receipts. Okay. All right, let's read more of this here. This motion does not allege that the presiding judge, the Honorable Cecilia M. Tonga, harbored any actual bias against the defendant. Rather, this motion is brought under the objective standard set forth in 28 U.S.C. 455A, which requires disqualification whenever a judge impartiality might be reasonably questioned, regardless of whether the judge was subjectively aware of or influenced by giving the circumstances giving rise to that appearance, rather. At its core, this motion rests on a straightforward chain of documented facts. The presiding judge's spouse, George Menciano Jr., is a partner and board member at Holland and Knight LLP. Holland Knight LLP represents non-party Desiree Perez. She has had her own issues with her daughter and also Destiny Perez. Desiree Perez rather works at Rock Nation. Rock Nation has Megan Thee Stallion as an artist. And Ms. Perez was represented on the record without contradiction as having funded and personally involved in this litigation against defendant from its inception. The defendant sets forth below a series of relationships and connections, each independently verifiable. Once again, are we going to believe a lie and a cheat and somebody we don't want around no more named Milagro Gramz? I don't think so. Which she respectfully submits would cause a reasonable objective observer, objective and observing Milagro Gramz, no. To question the appearance of impartiality in this proceeding as set forth further below. Defendant also sets evidence that a law firm connected to non-party Desiree Perez took affirmative steps to remove public reporting on these same relationships from social media prior to trial in this action. So here's the thing. Desiree Perez works at Rock Nation. If you work at a company, there's a lot of non-disclosure agreements that you have to sign based on what's going on. So they couldn't really say Desiree Perez was a part of it. But Milagro, like I said, her mother's placenta did give her all the nutrients when she was in her mother's womb and came out her mother's vagina. Let's continue on. Child. The procedural history, this action was commenced on October 30th, 2024, when plaintiff filed her complaint. Following the trial, the jury returned its verdict on December 1st, 2025. The court entered final judgment the next day on December 2nd, 2025. ECF number 277, defendant's trial, counsel representation, effectively ended on January 9th, 2026. Now, Milagro was crying about her not making the Hot 97 list that Armand Wiggins did, and she also said that, Y'all made fun of me for not being able to pay my lawyers, and if you made fun of me, I would retweet that shit. That's what she said. I ain't got no reason to lie to you. And defendant has proceeded without the assistance of counsel in this court since January 2026. Defendant filed her original notice of appeal on January 2nd, 2026, ECF number 283. On May 29th, 2026, this court entered an order granting in part plaintiff's motion to reinstate jury verdict and ECF number 317, and entered an amended final judgment the same day. ECF number 318, defendant filed an amended notice of appeal on June 30th, 2026, ECF number 324. That same day, the United States Court of Appeals for the 11th Circuit granted defendant's appellate counsel, Jeremy McLimit, not McClimate, but McLimit. Why does McLimit sound like Lemony Snicket? Oh, you know what? You know what this is giving me? I'm sorry, yo. I just have to do this. I am so sorry. This is reminding me that Milagro is, oh my God. I don't know why it wasn't so clear to me. I don't know why it wasn't so clear to me. Oh my God. She is in a series of unfortunate events. Woody Woodpecker, let's go back to the documents here. Oh my God. Leave to withdraw from his representation of defendant on appeal. Defendant had no communication with Mr. McLimit regarding that withdrawal either before or after it occurred, and received no notice from him regarding his withdrawal as an attorney of record before the 11th Circuit. On June 25th, 2026, the 11th Circuit issued a dismissal notice in the pending appeal, case number 26-10032, warning that the appeal would be dismissed without further notice within 14 days, unless defendant filed a civil appeal statement. That notice was directed to Mr. McLimit as counsel of record. Then USCA 11, case number 26-10032, document 13, exhibit A. The next day, June 26th, 2026, Mr. McLimit filed a appearance of counsel form in the appeal, and the same day moved for leave to withdraw as defendant's counsel. It was like, bitch, you do too much. You are making checks that your ass can't cash. You also don't have any assets. And you don't understand the law. I am done. And so, I have the translation of what Jeremy McLimit was trying to say to Milagro Gramz. Give me a moment. Oh my God, I'm just firing off on all cylinders. My Lord. So, here's what Jeremy McLimit was trying to say to Milagro Gramz. Here it is here, everybody. And don't worry, I know we got the YouTube Television City live coming up. I may move that tonight, but stay tuned. We're going to do that show. Don't worry.
Shall have the honor, no, the privilege to go forth and rescue the lovely Princess Fiona from the fiery keep of the dragon.
Jeremy didn't say nothing.
If, for any reason, the winner is unsuccessful, the first runner-up will take his place, and so
this
on
is what Jeremy
and so
was
forth.
going to say.
Some of you may die, but it's a sacrifice I am willing to make.
I may have to let you go, but it's a sacrifice I'm willing to make.
Let the tournament begin.
Let my freedom begin. Jesus. All right, let's continue on. Child filed that appearance of counsel form filed an appearance of counsel form in the appeal. The same day, moved to withdraw defendant's counsel. Representing to the 11th Circuit that defendant had been informed of and consented to the withdrawal. So wait a minute, you were informed of and consented to the withdrawal, and you found out about the $75,000 while you were live on station head. This kind of means that this actually means that this is dead on arrival. But hey, what do I know though? I'm just bringing receipts. Moving on. USCA 11 case number 26-10032, document 18, exhibit B. Defendant did not receive the June 25th, 2026 dismissal notice directly from the 11th Circuit or from Mr. McLemont, and first learned of both the dismissal and Mr. McLemont's motion to withdraw on June 27, 2026 through a social media post summarizing those filings. Damn, the same platform that you utilized to cause hell to Megan Thee Stallion, hell was caused to you on social media. The same platform you use. Ain't that a bitch? Exhibit C. That same day, defendant emailed Mr. McLemont asking him to clarify the status of his representation. Pick up pilot filings. Yes, can you please let me know, for my own mental health, for which I have none of, that you have let me go. Oh God. Okay. Exhibit D, Mr. McLemont responded on July 5th, confirming that he had withdrawn from the district court, consistent with defendant having proceeded pro se in this court since January 12, 2026, as set forth above, but had not yet withdrawn from the appeal, and that he had since done so. Exhibit M. Defendant responded the following day, July 6th, 2026, confirming that she had filed an amended notice of appeal covering each part of the judgment that she intended to challenge. So as you see here, the legal standards, of course, Rule 60b-6 permits a court to relieve a party from final judgment for any other reason that justifies relief. Applications under this subsection must be made within a reasonable amount of time. Section 455A, a judge shall disqualify himself or herself or itself, or themselves rather, in any proceeding in which his, her, or their impartiality might be reasonably questioned. This is an objective standard. A violation is established when a reasonable person aware of all relevant facts will question the judge's impartiality, irrespective of whether the judge had actual knowledge of or was in fact influenced by the circumstances in question. Okay. All right. Lactor, sorry if I'm butchering that, y'all. Under 455C, after final judgment, determining whether a 455A violation warrants vacatur of an already final judgment under Rule 60b-6. Courts weigh 1, the risk of injustice to the parties in a particular case, 2, the risk that denial of relief will produce injustice in other cases, and 3, the risk of undermining the public's confidence in the judicial process. No showing of actual prejudice or subjective bias is required. So here we go. The statement of facts, child. A, the presiding judge's spouse is a longtime partner and board member at a law firm with a documented connection to this case. Child! You really filed this. Sincerely. I mean, my Lord, I have never seen somebody this damn stupid. And somebody procreated with her. We send light, love, and prayers to the Doras. Want them to win, want them to rule, and want them to be wealthier than their mother never will be. Okay, so listen. George Mencino Jr. is the spouse of the Honorable Cecilia M. Tonga, the United States District Judge who presided over all proceedings in this action. Mr. Mencino has been a partner at Holland and Knight LLP since 1987 and currently serves on the firm's board of directors. Holland Knight LLP is counsel of record for non-party Desiree Perez, as further described below, and Barbara A. Martinez, a partner in Holland and Knight's Miami office, is among the attorneys representing Ms. Perez. So that's number one. Number two, Naya Party, Desiree Perez documented her role in funding and participating in this litigation, including sworn trial testimony confirming a long-standing interest in pursuing defendant. So you really think Desiree Perez said, let me see on my phone, I got a lot of Rock Nation emails. Oh, Milagro Gramz, fuck that bitch. I'm going to wail her ass in court. You really think that? You really think you that damn important that somebody will give enough of a damn shit and fuck about you? Child, I cannot. Listen, y'all. I'm just talking like this because... Oh, I'm sorry.
So, I just got a message. Y'all know I'm battling my own case.
Yes, we know that.
Megan in court. I'm on mute, right? They told me that they reinstated the defamation.
What? Girl, are you serious? Even though you call it yourself, are you serious?
So what happens when they reinstate the defamation, and is that the end of the world? No. Let me tell you why. Because when we went to court, they originally said the total is $75,000 or $79,000, was it? Okay. When they took the defamation off, they took that down to $59,000. Okay. So if they reinstate defamation, then that takes it back to the 75 or 79. I think it was 75. It takes it back to the 75. And you're still in the same predicament where
Child, I just Ooh, that's a piece of work right there. Oh yeah, I read that already. Okay, here we go. At status conference held September 5th, 2025, defendants then counsel Rhonda Dixon represented to the court that Naya Party, Desiree Perez, chief executive officer of Rock Nation LLC, was paying the bills on behalf of Megan in this case, had been involved in this case from the very beginning and was present at the hospital on the phone when police were first contacted regarding the underlying incident. I would think that Rock Nation or any other label or media company or company itself, if there are employee that the artist or the employee has benefits, and so they would pay the bills on behalf of Megan in the case, and that they would be involved in the case from the very beginning because she is represented by Rock Nation. And of course, I mean, the CEO doesn't have to be at the hospital, but it was nice that she was at the hospital and was on the phone with police when contacted, because the CEO would have to be on the phone with police anyway when it comes to something of this magnitude. Pop the helium in Milagro's balloon, child. You know what? Maybe you should go and pop the balloon, Milagro. Let's see who actually will keep their balloon and not pop it for you. Oh my God, child. Or how? Let me flip it right back. Let's see who will pop their balloon, who will not pop their balloon. Let's see that. Okay. Child, listen. Plaintiff's counsel did not dispute the specific factual representations regarding Ms. Perez's funding and involvement in this litigation. Rather, plaintiff's counsel confirmed on the record that Ms. Perez is plaintiff's business manager who manages her affairs, while clarifying that counsel only does not represent Ms. Perez in her separate capacity as employer of Rock Nation LLC or in other matters unrelated to managing plaintiff's affairs. So here's the thing, right? Ms. Perez is the CEO of Rock Nation. That does not mean shit, because Megan has a team that is separate from Rock Nation. Ooh, Lord, man, that's just sad. Plaintiff's counsel thus disputed the only scope of counsel's own representation of Ms. Perez as an individual, not that Ms. Perez in her role as plaintiff's manager and as Rock Nation executive was funding and involved in this litigation as represented by defendants and counsel. Whether the funds described above were paid by Ms. Perez in her individual capacity or through Rock Nation LLC does not affect the analysis below. The record establishes that Ms. Perez personally or through a company funded and was personally involved in this litigation from its inception. This asserted interest is corroborated with plaintiff's own trial testimony during cross-examination on November 21st, 2025. Plaintiff testified that she told Ms. Perez in substance that she wanted to sue the defendant and hope that Ms. Perez and her staff had been keeping all the info in a folder on her, and that this exchange occurred roughly a year to 16 months before the suit was actually filed. Plaintiff further testified that this was not the first time she had raised the subject with Ms. Perez, and she wanted to make sure that Ms. Perez knew she wanted to sue the defendant and was preserving materials concerning her. The sworn testimony describing a standard folder compiled on defendant well before litigation commenced reinforces the representations made at the September 5th, 2025 status conference regarding Ms. Perez's active sustained interest in this litigation. C. Holland and Knight LLPs and Reed Smith's LLP's representation of Ms. Perez in a separate matter in which the defendant has repeatedly been referenced. It is so crazy how you talk about everybody else, but now that you're a hot topic, you can't handle it. At least Wendy Williams owned up to the fact that she was a hot topic. Child, moving on. Ms. Perez is a party to a separate matter pending in the Southern District of California, case number 125 CV 22162 BB, arising from an action brought against her by her daughter, Moore Hadley, who sued her mother, Ms. Perez, in that matter. Ms. Perez is named the defendant in the action, is represented by both Holland and Knight LLP, including Ms. Martinez and Reed Smith LLP. A separate action, Perez versus Hadley, was filed by number 125 CV 21607 BB, was filed by Ms. Perez against Javon Hadley, Ms. Hadley's husband, on April 8th, 2025, was consolidated with the Hadley matter on July 1st, 2025. Reed Smith LLP represented Ms. Perez as plaintiff in that action from its filing before consolidation, and Reed Smith LLP, together with Holland and Knight LLP, continues to represent Ms. Perez in both the plaintiff and defendant postures within now the consolidated proceeding. Reed Smith LLP and Holland and Knight LLP are accordingly counsel of record from Ms. Perez, both sides of the consolidated case, as her counsel in prosecuting her own claims against Ms. Hadley and her counsel in defending against claims brought by Ms. Hadley. Defendant was referenced by her initials MC. But we only recognize that as Mariah Carey. So in the culture, we don't recognize you. I don't know her. The words of Mariah Carey. In that proceeding on September 5th, 15th, 2025, although the defendant was not identified by her full name, the surrounding text, including references to plaintiff Megan P. and to separate and widely reported California criminal matter below, see infra IVD, makes it clear that the reference mistakenly to defendant. So here's the thing with that, right? You give commentary, correct? So he gave commentary to Desiree Perez and her daughter. That's all that was. Nothing more, nothing less. Let's continue. Hey, one person, welcome in. We're talking about Milagro Gramz, child, and this BS that she has filed to the judge, saying that her husband that works at the law firm that helped Megan Thee Stallion influenced Judge Cecilia M. Tonga to make the judgment for the defamation being reinstated and for Milagro Gramz having to pay $75,000. Yeah, I know, it sounds crazy. So that's because it is crazy. Defendant's connection to the Hadley Perez matter has continued well past September 2025, notwithstanding that it remains a legally separate case from this action. On June 18th, 2026, one day before June 19th, counsel for the consolidated plaintiffs and for Ms. Perez filed a motion for sanctions against the Hadleys for alleged violation of a special order restricting extrajudicial statements. An exhibit to that motion, analysis performed by FTI Consulting Incorporated of Twitter. No one calls it X. No one. They're not. Anyway, accounts filed by Demore Hadley as of June 13, 2026, lists defendant's X account. Now I'm reading it because it's a court document, child, no matter how fucked up it is. Mob-ish _ among the accounts reviewed. Defendant testified at her own deposition regarding the limited nature of contact with Ms. Hadley, that she is a media personality. That was determined in the court that you're not a media personality, child, who interviewed Ms. Hadley once by video call for a segment that was never released, and that no lawyer was present for that interview, and that she had no contact with Ms. Hadley since. See deposition of Milagro Elizabeth Cooper, July 21st, 2025, ECF number 121 at 29230-306. Defendants continue its dual presence and filings by counsel connected to Ms. Perez, including the same Holland Knight and Reed Smith attorneys identified above, as recently as June 2026, illustrates to the degree which defendant Ms. Perez and the firms connected to Judge Antonga's spouse remain intertwined across this separate but factually overlapping litigation, notwithstanding that Pete versus Cooper had the Hadley Perez matter not formally related cases. D. Reed Smith LLP's representation of Rock Nation alongside Quinn Emanuel's representation of plaintiff's own business entities in a separate federal matter. Joanna Menciello, counsel of record for plaintiff in this action, and Alex B. Shapiro, an attorney at the same law firm, Quinn Emanuel, Eckhart, and Sullivan LLP, have each represented interests connected to plaintiff beyond this litigation. Mr. Spiro has not entered a formal appearance in this case, but has been publicly repeatedly identified in press coverage as plaintiff's attorney in a separate, widely reported California criminal matter involving plaintiff. Mr. Spiro was also the first attorney from Quinn Emanuel, Eckhart, and Sullivan LLP to contact the defendant directly, notify her by email on or about October 29, 2024 of the impending lawsuit and transmitting a litigation hold/preservation notice prior to defendant's formal service in this action. This overlapping representation is corroborated by a second independent matter in Garcia versus Rock Nation LLC, a labor action removed from the Central District of California and filed October 7, 2024. Rock Nation LLC is named as a defendant alongside plaintiff's own affiliate business entities, Hot Girl Touring LLC and Megan Thee Stallion Entertainment Incorporated. And alongside the plaintiff herself, sued there under the name Megan Thee Stallion, as reflected in a December 11, 2025 certificate of service that filed in that action. Rock Nation LLC is represented there by Reed Smith LLP attorneys and Michael R. Kleinman, Charlene Jones, Corey Buck, and Jordan W. Siv, while plaintiff and her affiliate entities represented by the same team of Quinn Emanuel, Eckhart, and Sullivan LLP attorneys who represent plaintiff in this action, including Ms. Pinello and Mr. Spiro. Right there, Garcia is accordingly an independent matter in which Reed Smith LLP, the same firm that separately represents Ms. Perez as plaintiff in the Casade Hadley matter, see separate IVC, and that submit the DMCA takedown request described below, see infra IVE. IV.E represents Rock Nation LLC as a co-defendant in litigation where plaintiff's own business entities are represented by plaintiff's own litigation team in this action. This further illustrates the ongoing relationship between Ms. Perez's company and the firms and individuals connected to this litigation. Public reporting on these relationships was the subject of a DMCA takedown request submitted through Reed Smith LLP, a firm that separately represents Ms. Perez shortly after the defendant was referenced in the separate Hadley and Perez litigation. So she believes because there was a DMCA submitted through Reed Smith LLP that separately represents her, along with the case. Milagro doesn't know that a law firm takes on many cases. She believes that because she was referenced in the separate Hadley and Perez litigation. Ooh, the delusions of grandeur, darling. My Lord. On September 27, 2025, 12 days after the defendant was referenced by initials in the separate Hadley and Perez matter, see separate IV.C commentary account on Twitter or X, Lex Noir_Lex, publisher post titled Rock Nation, the bench and the appearance of bias, raising questions about potential appearance of bias arising from Judge Antonga's supervision of matters involving Ms. Perez, given that the judge's spouse is a senior partner at a firm that has represented Rock Nation. That same day, a second Twitter account or X account, Riri, LCD Barbie, reposted the Lex Noir article and say that the original post had been removed from Twitter or X the previous day pursuant to a copyright complaint submitted on behalf of Sean Carter. Tingz including a screenshot identifying the attorney as John Kennedy of Reed Smith LLP. Mr. Carr is a co-founder of Rock Nation LLC, also represented by Reed Smith LLP, and the underlying photograph subject to the copyright complaint that pitted Mr. Carr and Ms. Perez together. Obviously, yeah, I mean, she's the CEO and he's the owner of it, so yeah. Reed Smith LLP is the same firm that separately represents Ms. Perez as plaintiff in the consolidated Hatley matter described above. See Supra IV.C. Defendant does not contend that Holland and Knight LLP submit or was involved in this takedown request. Defendant notes that only a firm with a direct separate representation of Ms. Perez sought removal of online reporting concerning relationships at issue in this motion through a DCMA request within days of defendant's own reference in litigation involving Ms. Perez. Exhibit J. Defendant respectfully submits that this sequence of events supports a reasonable inference that individuals and firms connected to Ms. Perez were aware at or near the time of the article's publication, as well before trial commenced this action on November 17, 2025, of the relationships and connections defendant raises here. F. Child, you gonna go through the whole alphabet? Good Lord. The facts given, the time and the defendant's discovery of these facts. The facts given rise to this motion came to defendant's attention no later than May 29, 2026, with two separate X accounts independently directed her attention toward the article. First, an account styled Queen Nikki at Queen Fraction self-identified fan account reposted the September 27th Lex Noir post and tagged defendant's X account Mavish _ directly beneath it. Second, a separate account, Mickey M. Paris in Chicago, self-identified commentary account independently posted, remember, Mavish _ the same day. After reviewing these posts, defendant located and reviewed the underlying September 27th, 2025 article in the related post described in section IVE, and thereafter began independently researching attorneys, firms, and relationships identified herein, exhibits K and L. Defendant understands that based on her review of the public commentary described above, that renewed attention to the September 27th, 2025 article coincide with this court's May 29th, 2026 or reinstating the jury verdict, ECF number 317, which generates substantial online discussion among defendant's supporters and followers. Said no one ever. It was in that context that the article began recirculating and was brought to defendant's attention. Upon learning these facts, defendant took prompt steps to investigate. That investigation included reviewing publicly available attorney biographies of articles and court dockets to verify the attorney-client and firm relationships among the parties, non-parties, and counsel described in this motion, including defendant's own continued incidental presence in the separate Hatley Perez matter, see Super IV C. Taken together, the timeline set forth above reflects diligence at each stage. Defendant's trial counsel representation ended January 9th, 2026. See SERPA. Defendant has proceeded pro se since January 12th. 2026, during which time she was focused on preserving her appellate rights, including filing her original notice of appeal on January 2nd, 2026, and her amended notice of appeal on June 30th, 2026, in Surface 2. She first learned of the September 27th, 2025 article on underlying relationships on May 29th, 2026. She began investigating those facts immediately. Upon learning them, she independently verified each fact set forth in this motion using publicly available court documents, attorney biographies, and news articles, and she's filed this motion promptly upon completing that investigation. So basically a word salad, child. Argument, I'm just going to go over these very quickly. A reasonable objective observer will question the appearance of partiality under the objective standard of 45A and Lichtenberg. At this court, this motion rests on four facts, each independently documented in the record. One, the presiding judge's spouse has been a partner at Holland and Knight LLP for nearly 4 decades. Sits on that firm's board of directors. 2, Holland and Knight LLP represent Ms. Perez. 3, Ms. Perez was represented on the record without contradiction as funding and being personally involved in this litigation from its inception, whether individually or through her company, Rock Nation LLC. And 4, plaintiff's own sworn trial testimony corroborates that Ms. Perez maintained a standard file on defendant well before suit was filed. Those four facts standing alone establish that a reasonable person aware and understanding them would question whether the presiding judge's impartiality might be reasonably questioned. Oh, my Lord, you dumb bitch. In the words of Whitney Houston, you better lay low. These additional facts set forth above, including the overlapping representation across multiple federal matters, see SERPRA IVD and the DMCA related events described above, see SERPRA IV.E, offered as further corroborating context regarding the extent to which Ms. Perez and firms connected to her are admonished in overlapping litigation. They reinforce, but not necessary to, the course showing above. B, the firm-wide impugnation principle confirms that Mr. Mancino's partnership interest is promptly considered in this analysis. It is well so that the interest and appearance created by one member of a law firm is imputed to the firm as a whole under ordinary principles of partnership and agency law. Child. Mr. Mancino has been a partner at Holland & Knight LLP for nearly 4 years and currently sits on the firm's governing board of directors see SERPRA IV.A. A leadership role considerably more central to the firm's affairs than the reconciled partnership at issue in SCA services under the impugnation principle recognized in SCA services. Holland and Knight's representation of Ms. Perez is properly considered an interest shared in a professional and reputational sense by every partner of the firm, including Mr. Mancino. C, defendant anticipates the argument that this connection is too accentuated, I'm guessing that, to warrant relief, and respectfully submits the governing case law as distinguishable. Defendant anticipates that plaintiff may cite decisions declined to require disqualification based on the relative's firm law firm connection, where that connection was brief, historical, had concluded well before challenge proceedings. Let's see here. Just keep going here. First, unlike the terminated week-long engagement at issue in those cases, which all these cases are talking about, engagement lasted approximately 1 month, involved compensation of less than $10,000, and had concluded long before the judge's sustained rulings and such that neither judge nor his relative retained any interest in that case's outcome by the time of the decision. So basically using another case to justify the fact of accusing the judge of her spouse potentially influencing the judge's decision on Milagro Gramz because he works at the law firm, essentially. Holland & Knight's and Reed Smith's representation, Ms. Perez, has been active and ongoing, spanning before September 2025 article through trial in this action through the entry of both the original and amended final judgment continuing on the present record through at least June 2026. See SERPRA IVC and IVE. The connection at issue here is contemporaneous with every material stage of litigation, not stale or concluded engagement of the kind that led those courts to decline disqualification. Second, the interest identified in this motion is not limited to the personal connection between Mr. Mancino's firm and Ms. Perez. Is reinforced by Ms. Perez's own documents sustained and per plaintiff's sworn testimony personally motivate interest in litigation against the defendant. Specifically, see SERPRA IVB, a circumstance with no analog in Groves or Shador. Third, the DCMA related removal of online reporting on these very relationships. See SERPRA IV.E has no counterpart in either case and independently supports an inference of contemporaneous knowledge of publicly discussed relationships rather than the kind of accentuated or accumulated rather after the fact connection those courts found insufficient. D, defendant proceeds under 455A independent broader appearance standard. Defendant recognizes that facts recited above do not fit neatly within the enumerated mandated categories. So you recognize that these do not fit within these mandatory categories, but you still submit bullshit anyway to the court. Okay. For example, Mr. Mancino is not counsel of record in this action. At 455B5 by its terms applies where a judge's spouse is acting as a lawyer in the proceeding or has an interest that can be substantially affected by the outcome in the proceeding. Mr. Mancino was not Megan Thee Stallion's counsel at all. Defendant therefore proceeds under 455A's independent, considerably broader standard, which does not require that the disqualification relationship fit within 455B's specific categories, but instead asks only whether a reasonable, informed observer will question the judge's partiality based on the totality of the circumstances. See Lichtenberg, 486 U.S. at 859-60 455A was intended to promote public confidence in the integrity of the judicial process. You want to talk about integrity? When you deleted 30,000 messages from WhatsApp, okay, child, of the judicial process, independent of the specific circumstances enumerated in 455B, defendant submits that this is a deliberate and appropriate choice of legal theory given the facts here, not an attempt to invoke an applicable standard, and respectfully request that the court evaluates this motion accordingly. E. The Lichtenberg factors favor factor. Number one, risk of injustice to the parties of the final original judgment entered December 2nd, 2025, award plaintiff $59,000 in compensatory and punitive damages on counts 2 and 3 of the second amended complaint. After the court determined that plaintiff's defamation claim count 1 cannot proceed because plaintiff failed to serve pre-suit notice required under Florida law. On May 29th, the court granted in part plaintiff's motion to reinstate the jury's verdict as to defamation claim and entered amended final judgment the same day. By the way, it was determined in court that she was not media. Just also want to mention that. She's new media. And we need to correct the record on some things we've been saying out here. Thank you. Love you. Don't love you, though. As to the defamation claim, and enter the amended final judgment the same day, awarding plaintiff a total of $75,000 across all 3 counts, $15,000 compensatory damages for defamation per se, $8,000 in compensatory damages for intentional infliction of emotional distress, $50,000 in compensatory damages for promotion of an altersexual depiction, and $1,000 in punitive damages on each of the defamation and emotional distress claims. So after all of that, Milagro filed a motion, right? And that motion was opposed. And defendant's reply was supported by a sworn declaration describing her financial circumstances. The court denied that motion on June 29th, 2026, knowing the declaration should have been accompanied by the original motion. The declaration nonetheless remains part of the record in this action. ECF number 323, the amended final judgment is accordingly enforceable against defendant now during pendency of her appeal. Defendant swore declaration and filed in support of her reply. Filed in support of her reply and further support that notion states without contradiction in this record that she is self-employed and earns income primarily through art support, subscriptions, platform monetization. Didn't you not have your monetization on for a long time on YouTube? But moving on, and related content creation activity, that income fluctuates significantly and is not guaranteed, and that she is responsible for supporting her household and 2 minor children. She does not own a home or other substantial real property, and that she lacks sufficient liquid assets to post a superseded bond without imposing severe financial hardship on herself and her family. ECF number 322, 2 through 7, the declaration further states that defendant has, over the course of this litigation, lost multiple attorneys and at various stages relied on legal assistance provided without compensation, and now she proceeds entirely pro se. It also states that defendant lost one of her primary sources of income, a contract with Stationhead, which was for $6,300 a month, which came out to $75,600 a year, ladies and gentlemen. You know what? I just noticed, y'all. Hang on. If you would have had that Stationhead contract, you would just had to give up your salary for a year. I mean, you would have $600 left over, but well, actually, no, you probably wouldn't because all the attorney's fees and everything that adds up and bubble up to the top and explodes. During the pendency of this litigation, contributing substantially to the financial hardship she and her family have experienced. This financial exposure stands in direct contrast to the record concerning plaintiff as set forth above. Plaintiff's litigation has been funded throughout by non-party Desiree Perez, individually or through her company, Rock Nation LLC, C. Serpa IVB, and plaintiff together with her own affiliated business entities. Ms. Perez company has been represent, often simultaneously across multiple independent financial matters by the same team of attorneys at Quinn Emanuel Eckhart Sullivan LLP. Enforcement of $75,000 judgment now unstayed poses a materially different and considerably even more severe practical risk to self-employed underrepresented individual defendants supporting minor children, and that any risk delay poses to plaintiff who is represented by source counsel and has on the record been funded by a non-party with documented means to retain multiple law firms across multiple matters. Simultaneously, absent relief defendant faces irreparable harm to her livelihood and ability to support her household during the pendency of an appeal from a judgment entered without disclosure of the circumstances set forth in this motion. Defendant respectfully submits that this asymmetry, not symmetry, is this asymmetrical or non-symmetrical? Ways in favor. Sorry, there was a live I did of does this have symmetry or is it asymmetry with Melody Cherie way back in the day. That was a kiki, ha and a laugh for sure. Ways in the favor of relief under the first Lippert factor. Number 2, risk of injustice in other cases. Decline to grant relief on these facts risk discouraging the prompt investigation and disclosure of judicial relationships by future litigants, undermine 455C's requirement that the judge make a reasonable effort to inform himself, herself, or themselves about the personal financial interests of his spouse, his, her, or their spouse. So basically, she's trying to say that she wants to do this for the greater good of everybody else down the line. But child, not everybody else is going to be doing this. It's just you that fucked up. Keeping a buck. Don't worry, y'all. I am moving the YouTube television city live to 9 o'clock. I see the time, y'all. Don't worry. I've done this over 1,000 times, y'all. I cannot wait for y'all to see what I got in store for y'all with that, because it is huge. All right, we're gonna do 9 o'clock. Okay. All right. So we have updated it. Okay. All right. So we're going to try to end this here because all this is ridiculous. Number 3, risk to public confidence in the judicial process. The underlying facts here were the subject of public reporting as early as September 2025. See SERPA IVE, and the fact that a firm connected to a non-party funder of this litigation sought removal of that reporting through a DMCA request heightens rather than diminishes the public interest in this court's transparent resolution of this motion. See Litchfield, 486 U.S. at 684, 668. The purpose of 455A is to promote confidence in the judiciary by avoiding even the appearance of impropriety whenever possible. But you sat with the family, child, during the trial. You said, "Daddy, send me money." You and Jory Lanez were talking all the time. Didn't you say, if you give me this exclusive, this will change my life? You were with the family at the press conference, not with the journalists. No. F, the defendant anticipates and addressed the argument that this motion is untimely or was waived. The defendant anticipates that plaintiff may argue that the underlying facts are publicly available, including through the September 2025 Lex Noir article itself, well before defendant raised them. That defendant should be therefore charged with constructive notice sufficient to bar relief. Defendant respectfully submits that this argument should be subjected for several reasons. First, Rule 60B6 asks whether the movement exercised due diligence upon learning the relevant facts, not whether the information was theoretically discoverable earlier by idealized omniscient litigants. Lynchburg itself, the Supreme Court excused the attempt of delay in seeking relief, where the delay was attributable to circumstances beyond the movement's control. Notwithstanding the underlying conflict, the judge's own trustee position was a matter of public record throughout that period. Second, the defendant was, during the period, a self-represented non-attorney litigant actively engaged to preserve her rights to direct appeal. Are you serious, child? So because you put yourself in this, and because nobody wants to represent you, right, now you're asking, right, for all this to go away because during the period, you were a self-represented non-attorney litigant actively engaged in preserving your rights through direct appeal. just like you saying that you can't afford it because you're a made woman as a content creator. Child. Now look at who made a considered choice to forego this ground of relief while possessing the facts necessary to raise it. Third, and most directly, defendant's own account of when and how she actually learned these specific facts, set forth in detail at section I, the F above, and supported by dated, publicly available social media posts, establishes the diligence required by Gonzalez and Crosby, 445 U.S. 524, 535, 2005, and is prodigy, including the Supreme Court's most recent reaffirmation of the fault list in the delay of standard. G, defendant circumstances satisfy Rule 60B6 extraordinary circumstances standard. Relief under Rule 60B6 is available only upon showing extraordinary circumstances. Right here, defendant respectfully submits that a combination of circumstances present here and undisclosed judicial relationship, implying the objective standard of 455A, sworn trial testimony corroborating the interested non-party sustained personal interest in pursuing defendant, documented contemporaneous efforts by counsel connected to that non-party seek removal of public report on the relationship through a DCMA request, a $75,000 judgment now enforceable against a self-employed pro se defendant supporting our children, and defendant's own diligent good faith investigation upon first learning these facts while proceeding pro se without appellate counsel's assistance, together satisfying this demanding standard and are readily distinguishable from the free, calculated, deliberate choices that the Supreme Court has held in sufficient cases such as Ackerman. So relief requested. Accordingly, defendant respectfully requests that this court issue an indicative ruling pursuant to federal Rule Civil Penal Code 62.1A3, saying that either A, it will grant this motion if the 11th Circuit remands for that purpose, or B, that this motion raises a substantial issue warranting such a remand, that so that defendant may notify the 11th Court accordingly pursuant to federal R Appeal P 12.1A. Wherefore, should the 11th Circuit remand this action for that purpose, defendant respectfully requests that this court vacate the final judgment. It's happening whether you do this or not. You got paid. And you said you didn't know, right? That's what you said.
So I just got a message. Y'all know I'm battling my own case with Megan in court. I'm on mute, right? They told me that they reinstated the defamation. So what happens when they reinstate the defamation, and is that the end of the world? No. Let me tell you why. Because when we went to court, they originally said the total is $75,000 or $79,000, was it? Okay. When they took the defamation off, they took that down to $59,000. Okay. So if they reinstate defamation, then that takes it back to the 75 or 79. I think it was 75. It takes it back to the 75, and you're still in the same predicament.
An amended final judgment, ECF number 318, pursuant to Federal R Civil P60B6 conclusion. For the foregoing reasons, defendant respectfully requested this court issue an indicative ruling pursuant to Federal R Civil P62.1 and should the 11th Circuit remand for that purpose grant this motion. Child. And I am not doxing anything. These are documents that are available. Okay. So let's get that straight. You see document tingz right here. Let me zoom in right there. You see document tingz right there. And document tingz has not done anything wrong either. Okay, let's get that straight. But I'm going to read it all anyway. Let me zoom all the way in for y'all. Milagro Elizabeth Cooper, defendant pro se, 21175 Tomball Parkway, hashtag 529 Houston, Texas 77070. Email milagrograms@gmail.com. That was in the document. I don't want to hear shit. That's everything. That's everything. That's everything. So, and there is Milagro's signature. Wow, that is a signature, child. So, because I know some people are gonna be like, Bray, you're doing too much. I'm like, no, I'm not. No, I'm reading the documents as they are. Okay, don't get mad at me because I have integrity and you don't. Okay, all right. So then she has a declaration right here, right? So this is her declaration right here. I am the defendant of this action and submit this declaration based on my personal knowledge in supporting my motion for relief from judgment pursuant to Federal R Civil P 60B6 in the motion and everything here. Exhibit A, you see that there. Shout out to Document Tingz. Document Tingz is in this. Exhibit B, also from Document Tingz. This thing, y'all read it there because that was a lot of reading. Exhibit C, also from Document Tingz. D is the email from Jeremy McLimit. M from Jeremy McLimit. N from Jeremy McLimit. E, excerpt or trial transcript in this motion, Megan Pete versus Milagro Elizabeth Cooper. F is a true correct copy, consolidated plaintiffs and defendant Desiree Perez motion. G is from FTI Consulting Incorporated. H is a copy of the certificate of service and Garcia and Rock Nation LLC. I, true and correct copy screenshot captured from the platform of Lex Noir. Riri, LCD Barbie, Queen Nikki. So Exhibit J is Riri, LCD Barbie. Exhibit K is Queen Nikki. Exhibit L, Mickey M, Paris and Chicago. Then, of course, the Lex Noir post-described in the motion. So those are all the things in her declaration. Once again, that is public, okay? I'm not doxing anyone, okay? Doxing anyone at all. And then, of course, this was dismissal notice issued by the United States Court of Appeals. She got that from Document Tingz. Motion to leave to withdraw as counsel filed by Jeremy McLimit, also obtained by Document Tingz. True and correct copy, screenshot from Document Tingz summarizing the June 25th dismissal notice and Mr. McLimit's June 26, 2026 motion to withdraw. And then here are the exhibits, everybody. I'm going to read all of them. Okay, I'm just going to show them to you to show you that these are real here. Okay, all right, just because we're actual, factual, smacktual around here. There's Exhibit A. There's Exhibit B. I put the links in my description box. There's Document Tingz right there. Just want to show y'all. This is page 2 of Document Tingz still. Page 3 here. Page 4. Exhibit D. This is Milagro to Jeremy. Exhibit E. Just showing y'all the exhibits. Exhibit F. Exhibit G. So FTI Consulting was engaged to perform analysis on social media accounts on X, in which are filed by Demore Hadley. More Hadley 27 as part of the engagement. FT1 performed a review of the below Twitter accounts by Hadley as of June 13th to ascertain if they posted any content of the Demore Hadley Desiree Perez case. So all of these here have been investigated. Exhibit H. Exhibit I. Exhibit J. Exhibit K. Okay. Did not mean for that to rhyme, but it did. Exhibit L. Exhibit M. Exhibit N. For thinking you that nigga that you could get away with this shit. Anyway. And then there is that scent. Okay, everybody? Child. What else do you want from me? I don't know what else I can give y'all. That's everything. I know that was quite a lot of information, but you don't get to come out here and just do what you want to do, child. You just don't get to do that. I'm just going to show you some of the comments from Twitter here. And child, when y'all see these, my God. Here we go, yo. Oh, wait. Right here. Bitch, just shut up and pay. It's insane to me that the defendant is bringing up the presiding judge's husband because he works out law for representing a company that's not even a party to this lawsuit. Meanwhile, that same defendant has never mentioned having a husband previous filings, let alone child, just stupid. I'm gonna finish off this here, this comment. Let alone whether if he contributes emotionally or financially, but instead creating the impression that she was a single parent. But how does someone else's spouse suddenly become relevant? Does the defendant realize when this motion fails, like everything else in life she has done, which has been a failure? I smell the failure. You are a failure, Milagro Gramz. Every extra found just adds to the legal fee she can ultimately be on the hook for. And let's be real, a federal judge's spouse being a successful attorney representing major clients is not exactly the bombshell the defendant seems to think it is. Let me send that to you. Let me send that to myself so you guys can see it. Because I don't want anybody to say Braylon made that up. Oh no, I know. No, I don't want that. No. Give me one moment. I'll show y'all the whole comments. Okay. All right. And here's exactly what I just read off of my phone. Okay. All right. Oh my gosh. Shout out to Survivor 1 here. Milagro claims she was unaware of court communications and only knew because of document tingz posting on X. This is strange as she is blocked, in my opinion. This reminds me when she said, how does Megan know what I'm posting about her when she's blocked? But then we found out that T. Ferris was showing Megan things. 3 laughing emojis. Milagro is a fan of document tingz, or her fans are really his fans. Like that, T. Child. She doesn't know. She just sunk herself so deep. If the judge ain't biased, bitch, she's on your ass. She's on your ass now. Glad she's proven how obsessed she is with Megan and anyone proximity to her after concluding with Tory for $3,000 in sex with an old man. And this is why Megan needs to call Cardi B's lawyers and see how Milagro Gramz can be choked up as much as Tasha K is, because Tasha K just had to pay $60,000 for talking about Stephon Diggs and Offset. Oh, this is a terrible attempt at grasping at straws. What did Megan say? They be throwing dirt and that ain't shit stick. Girl, just put your big girl pants on and pay it. Swinging like this only gonna make it worse for you. I know her bug-eyed ass thought she ate that shit. She just digging that hole even deeper. You got to go and dig those holes. I'll dig it up. I'll dig it. Dig it up, dig it. Not accusing, but very much so accusing the judge of bias when the people ruled against you. She's an idiot, Your Honor. Woo, my goodness, she's actually dumb as hell. She's really trying to accuse the judge, who is still on her case of being biased for music coming without any real proof or anybody professional back her up. Her and Tasha Kane have completely let Stan Media rot their brains, right? But yet Tasha Kane has a whole syndication deal with Oceanic Winds and Rick Party. Brother, I'm not saying you had to choose me for Oceanic Winds, but bro, could you have chose somebody more competent like Lovely TTV? Just saying, because that reflects on you too, brother. I'm looking out for you. Oh my God. I haven't finished reading your caption, but I'm just perplexed. Self-preservation is the first law of nature. I'm not saying she has to get on socials for everything, but if I was in this predicament, I'll be watching the pacer and the docket like a hawk. SMH. She's such a liar. Didn't she just learn of that May 2026? I remember when Tasha K posted about it a long time ago. She was trying to get Milagro to bring up. Then she's been known. Excuse me, she's begging for trouble with this clownish defense. She is doing nothing but feeding the online conspiracy SMH. And by the way, shout out, I think it was to Survivor 1 or We're Milagro that Milagro raised $27,000 on Give Sing Go, and she's trying to raise $100,000 again. Oh, this is her dumbest move yet, but hey, when you have stand accounts feeding you info conspiracies, this will be the result. The jury decided in a civil matter, so why does the judge's relationship matter? Des is Megan's manager who handles invoices, business as usual. Exactly. When you get paid through a company, they have to make sure the invoices are good. The hell? Milagro's source is MAGA, Nicki Minaj, and Tasha K. Laughing emojis. It's going to be out soon. Girl, give it up and run my girl Megan with her. Milagro, that bitch better have Megan's money. Pay her what you owe her. Shout out to Queen Riri. Milagro, pay that lady and move on. You ain't shut up since. By the way, shout out to every single commenter. Y'all gave me life. Set aside these nuts. All her requests for mercy should go right to hell where her brother and her family are from. Ooh, not her brother, child. Her goods is cooked and she knows it. She allowed Satan, shout out to Dana Carvey and Church Lake, wow, and his spawn to use her for a few coins and fame, but end up penniless and notorious. Girls, just shut the fuck up or it's gonna cost. Broke ass and ugly. Child, listen. Child, those were all the tweets, child. Give me a moment, dog. I know we're about to head out, y'all. I know we're about to head out. Just give me one moment, y'all. Y'all, the only thing I can say right now is that, child, this is exactly what Milagro Gramz is looking like right here. Okay, listen. Right about here. This is exactly how she looking like. Oh, shit! Wait for it. It's going to shock you. Hang on. My precious. Look at that bitch. Anyway, it was like, oh, I done fucked up, and you did, child. Let's get on out of here. That's all I got for y'all. We are about to get ready for the YouTube live here in just a minute. Let's get to the daily motivator, child. I know this one was a long one, but it needed to be. It needed to be. So let's get it with the daily motivator, everybody. Yes, indeed. Here we go. All right, y'all. Artist never really finished his work. He merely abandons it. Paul Valerie. Ooh, very deep words there. It's time for the Daily Motivator for Thursday, July 9th, 2026. Possibility of success. Sometimes the work you do brings the result you seek. Other times it doesn't. It's true that when you take action, success is not guaranteed. However, you decline to act, failure is absolutely guaranteed. So if you're left with a choice between the possibility of success and the certainty of failure, through success is only a possibility, and you have to work for it. Doing that work is your best option. The more you choose that path, the higher your odds of success. With time and persistence, the possibility of success approaches near certainty. It's natural and understandable to get discouraged when you put effort into something that doesn't work out. Remind yourself at those times that even though you'll end up with the wrong result, taking action was still the right choice. Then, with more wisdom and experience than ever before, pick yourself up and make a fresh new effort. Keep choosing that possibility of success, and you'll find a way to make it happen. Ralph Morrison. Well, let's talk about it, sir. It is true that when you take action, success is not always guaranteed. But if you never take action, it will never happen. That's the first thing I want to tell you. Second thing I want to tell you is that success is only a possibility that you have to work for. Doing that work is your best option. Faith without works is dead. Faith without works is dead. Faith without works is dead. So you have to recognize that while success is not guaranteed, if you don't ever take a chance with success, you will never be successful. And if your work is not about success, then that success will never happen. So the work that you do plus your belief equals your success. That's the second thing I want to tell you. Finally, the third thing, remind yourself at those times that even though you end up with the wrong result, taking action was still the right choice. But here's why I'm going to push back on that. Not everything that you do needs to be a choice. Not everything that you do needs to be a choice. Not everything you Let me flip the words around back. Not everything that you can do needs to be a choice available. Not everything that you can do needs to be a choice to you. Not everything that you can do needs to be a choice to you. You know, I'll never forget something Steve Harvey said to Oprah Winfrey. When Oprah Winfrey said, "Everything you touch turns into gold." CR said, "I don't touch everything. I clock that T." With that being said, it's time for the best outro on YouTube. Know what you do and do what you know. Never say you want more special, because you are always one of us, and trust you may not be where you want to be, but by the end of it, you'll be where you need to be. Do what you've been chosen to do. Why it's one thing to call yourself, it's nothing to be chosen. One love, much love, all love. I have spent time with you. You have spent time with me. Hopefully by spending time together, rise, we're great together. And always remember, we're doing radio, television, YouTube, living your best life. Or child, you are not trying to do the most, knowing you're going to be in some shit that you cause to yourself. Make sure the replay is not just for if you watch it, not just for if you listen to it, but if you want to experience it again. I love you. I value. I embrace you. I'll always remember, on see love, you gotta give it. On see love, you gotta give it. On see love, you gotta give it. Wherever obstacles you overcome, wherever success you have achieved upon this particular day, I'm extremely proud of you, but no one else is probably be proud of your damn self. Finally, y'all, listen. Everything that I pulled tonight, y'all can find. Y'all got the intel. The question is, the real question is, does the truth matter or does the lies matter? Because you know what happens with lies? They have to have strength in order to stay a lie. You know why the truth never falls? Because the strength of that truth is laid in the foundation. Commercial break and fireworks coming your way for the day. That was for the day that's coming, for the blessings on the way for you, me, always, as a society, as a people, as a culture. I feel the love is in the right back to you. Give me a little bit of time. I got to stay in StreamYard so that way this can cloud record, and then I'm going to be right over there talking about YouTube Television City. It's a big one. Y'all know I've been talking about YouTube Studios for a while. I will see y'all here in just a little bit. One love, much love, all love. I feel the love once again. I'll send it right back to you. Good night, everybody. Love you. Peace.
I thought I should tell you they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should tell you they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should tell you they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner.
Good evening. My name is Mark Woodbury. I'm the chairman and CEO of Universal Destinations and Experiences. Well, we're finally here. Tomorrow we begin a new chapter at Universal Orlando Resort as we open Epic Universe. We built this place for you. I want to thank you, our fans, for your love of our stories, characters, and immersive experiences that inspired this incredible place. Epic Universe represents over 8 years of meticulous planning, immense creativity, and innovation, combined with unmatched craftsmanship and operational excellence on the part of thousands of people who have brought to life the stories and characters that live beyond each of Epic's portals. But it represents so much more. Your love of Universal and the deep connections we've shared together here in Orlando over the past 30 years inspired us to dream bigger and to push the boundaries to create something extraordinary for you and for generations of fans and families to come. And tomorrow, as we open Epic Universe, I can't wait for you to experience this place for yourself. Now it's your turn to step inside, to lose yourself, and to share this place with the ones you love most. As we open this park, we hope your world becomes a little more epic. Tomorrow, Epic Universe becomes yours.
Are video games getting too expensive? This episode, we want to find some common ground because the CEOs want to raise the price even more.
Not with these broken ass games.
$5 million. That's how much San Andreas costs to make. Is it their fault for selling or our fault for buying?
Corporations claim all this stuff. Devs say otherwise.
Sports gamers, cozy gamers, whatever you call the people who play Power Wash Simulator.
I think it stings a little bit more because I'm spending my actual money and my mom is not. Imagine they get rid of all movie theaters and then charge you the same price to watch the same movie at home.
That's like every streaming service. It doesn't have to be the longest of games, but am I having fun with it? This is Lex. I'm Ronell. Let's get right into it.
Prepare for a journey beyond imagination, beyond belief, beyond anything you've experienced before. Universal Epic Universe, a new theme park where you'll step through extraordinary portals to 5 immersive worlds. Prepare for a cosmic voyage of discovery, an isle of fire-breathing excitement, a shadowy world of monsters and mystery, new wonders in the wizarding world, and a new way to play. Plus the splendor of a magnificent resort hotel overlooking the park. It's all new excitement at Universal Orlando Resort. A week's worth of vacation thrills with 4 amazing theme parks, a variety of spectacular themed hotels, and incredible dining and entertainment. It's all at Universal Orlando Resort, where you'll find new adventures every day. Explore the astonishing worlds of Universal Epic Universe at Universal Orlando Resort.
Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content. Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content. Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content.
I've been moving on my own accord, covering Black culture. There is more to life. I heard that, friend. Braylon, shout out to Braylon. Make sure y'all go follow Braylon in case y'all haven't. I love your content. I've been moving on my own accord, covering Black culture. There is more to life. I heard that, friend. Braylon, shout out to Braylon. Make sure y'all go follow Braylon in case y'all haven't. I love your content. I've been moving on my own accord, covering Black culture. There is more to life. I heard that, friend. Braylon, shout out to Braylon. Make sure y'all go follow Braylon in case y'all haven't. I love your content.
there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time.
Good morning, TikTok. Can I have your attention, please? Girl, are you ticking? Are you talking? Because knowledge is knocking. Then I want to talk to you real quick about ignoring a bitch. Oh, there's power in turning the other cheek. Now, I'm going to tell you something. One thing about people that like to throw shade, you don't fight shade with shade. The only thing that overrides and destroys the shade is the sunlight. See, your light got to be so bright that you keep that bitch where they belong. In the shadows, the dark. The bitch is invisible, and we don't see you, girl. See, you don't go back and forth with a person that's hating on you, because when you do that, you become just like them. A weak bitch. So the next time they mention your name in a status or your name come up in a conversation, don't respond because you're too high to look that low. We can't go back and forth with people that we can't reach and that's not on our level. We not sitting at the same table eating the same meals.